Yo, what's up everybody? Today, we're going to be doing some more of the Subarashiki Hibi playthrough. And, firstly, we've got a really quite significant scene with Ayana that, I kind of skimmed through yesterday. I just really want to analyse it because it's the weirdest scene we've seen with Ayana so far. I mean, it's really quite funny to think about the fact that after Takeji and everything that we'd heard about his really convincing, yet at the same time just downright wrong arguments that he was trying to impose on everyone else because he just feels as if they are inferior. He doesn't feel as if there is any reason to care about the emotions of anybody, and it's just really interesting. Everything that we were told yesterday, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. I think that was written so well, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen today. But yeah, firstly, I just want to see if I could maybe get... By the way, can I just mention, this is the last line before Ayana disappears, which is really odd to think about the fact that she disappears. I feel like this scene, it can teach us... Oh, shit, I didn't mean to click a line there, but, I think this scene could possibly teach us a lot about Ayana. So we'll just skip to the relevant parts, and then we'll look into this. Yeah, she was looking at the sky again. Yeah, but that is actually really interesting to think about the fact that she is looking at the sky. She's looking at something that can never ever be seen. I mean, it's as if... No. I remember her talking about the next world later on within this conversation. So maybe it's as if she is looking at... I don't know, she's just looking at the exit of this world and the entrance to the next world. But if that's the case, then what the hell is Ayana? I mean, we've already found out that she quite literally can disappear. But the only thing is, can she disappear? Could you imagine if Ayana is just an illusion? But to be fair, the funny thing about Ayana is the only person that has talked to Ayana... Sorry, we've talked to Ayana... Sorry, we've talked to about Ayana is Zakuro, and funnily enough, when we were doing that, she was an illusion as well. Could you imagine if everything's just really backward and Ayana is not a person that exists and she's just a product of Yuki's subconscious? I mean, I think that's extremely unlikely, but still. Yeah, but that is actually really quite interesting, that Ayana feels as if she is crying, and, Yeah, but that's interesting that Ayana feels as if we're crying, even though nothing has happened. I mean, she can obviously tell about the fact that we're stressed. We probably seem to be a lot more different than usual, but at the same time, it's odd to think she'd make that leap, really. Yeah, it's interesting that... It's really interesting about the fact that she knows about the message and yet she doesn't know about the rumours. Because I feel like if she was the one who sent the message, she would have sent the message with the intent of involving people with the rumours. So I don't think it was her. Yeah, but that's actually really unusual to think about the fact that she received something else. And also the mental image she gave us of... I don't really know how she projected it in our head, but when she head bumped us, we literally saw we saw what it would be like to be there in the scene. To be there in, you know, the scene of Takashima's death. But the only thing that's really weird is obviously, how could we do that? How's that even possible? Maybe that's what Ayana saw. Who knows? But the only thing that's really weird is, does she actually have a life outside of school? And when I say that, I don't mean, does she work too much? I mean, does she actually have a life? I mean, she literally disappeared the second school ended. Where does she go? Yeah, I suppose I can totally see what Yuki's asking. I mean, Kashima is a dead person. Is it really okay to, I don't know, show something that she may not have wanted to be shown? Well, you can't really ask for consent, so that's why it's wrong, potentially. Yeah, but that's actually really interesting to think about the fact that it's something that's been hidden from us. I really wonder what this is. Yeah, but that is interesting as well. So the limit of Yuki's knowledge is actually the limit of the world. But the only thing is, I mean, I don't really understand why Ayana can't help increase that limit, because you would have thought that maybe her knowledge could increase it. Like, why does she insist on us discovering it ourselves, I wonder? Yeah, but it's really unusual to think about the fact that something has been hidden from us. Yeah, but that is weird. But yeah, I suppose you can only speak about what you've seen, and you can only interpret what you know how to interpret, I suppose. And I do kind of see what Ayana's saying, because, I mean, if you show somebody something, even if it is the truth, if it's so hard to rationalise and reason, then it might as well be false. I mean, you can't just say something's the truth until you've fully, properly justified it. Yeah, but that is interesting. I mean, that kind of implies that maybe Yuki knows something about this that she acts as if she doesn't know, but then one day they truly do forget. It's kind of like that, well, it's kind of like the societal belief that if you pretend you really don't like something, it's as if you don't like it. No, if you pretend you don't like something, you obviously make the appearance of not liking it, but in reality you might like it, and maybe you could pretend you don't like something so much so that you just, in the end, don't like it. And that facade, what was a facade before, was genuine later. Yeah, so it's as if Yuki wants to know what she's forgotten, even after she has known it and yet has forgotten it. And I mean, if you ask me, that kind of implies that she's forgotten about the potential dream world with Zakudou. I don't know, it just feels like something, this dream world, it feels like something that Yuki would want to know, but at the same time it's just something that she's forgot, something that she couldn't go to. But isn't it interesting to think about the fact that Zakudou will only tell us stuff that we already know? But the only thing is, it's tricky, because how do we know what we've already known if some of it was previously known and yet now it's forgotten? But I suppose previously knowing something and then forgetting something could also be likened to ignorance. Like, if you're ignorant of a truth, for example, you could want to know a truth, but then maybe you've learnt the truth, but because you don't know you've learnt the truth yourself, or if you think the truth's not very significant, you'll forget it. And then you'll be constantly in search of a truth that you've already found. You just haven't admitted to yourself that you've found. Yeah, but that is really interesting. I wonder if we're going to be hearing Ayana's theme throughout the entire VN. Ayana is a character that I'm really interested to learn more about. I mean, she is the most ambiguous and easily the most odd. Yeah, but that is interesting. So, it's as if Yuki wants to know something that she has once known and yet forgotten, and now she is in search of the answer that she could have had she not forgot. But yeah, I totally agree with the fact that Takuji has hidden death. Yeah. Well, the world has concealed it because we live as if life is eternal and death is not a problem. But the only thing is, I mean, I think it depends on who you're talking about, because, I mean, how could you say that to somebody, for example, who wants to die, or, I don't know. Hang on. Right, there we are. Yeah, but no, I totally see that. I mean, the only thing is, I mean, if his mindset is kind of treat life as if, well, the treating life as if you are going to eternally live and you're not going to die at all. I mean, that's just a representation of kids, I feel. I mean, well, to be fair, I suppose it depends on anyone. If you love life, you're going to try and make the most of it, and you're going to try and make the most of every day, sure. But at the same time, I mean, if you're somebody that really hates life, or... But I don't know, if you're somebody like Takuji, for example, and you don't see the point in treating life as if you're going to live every day, I mean, how do you necessarily interpret this? Because, I mean, if you don't want to live in the first place, how are you going to live as if life isn't eternal? I suppose people will... No, I suppose people will encourage you to keep going on, but at the same time, that's just because it's the standardized way of thinking. Yeah, so this is the standardized way of thinking in society, I suppose. But it's just obviously not everybody has to follow that standard way. Yeah, but no, I totally see that, yeah. Yeah, it is interesting, but why would people dig it up? That's my question. I mean... Well, no, it's interesting, because I suppose death is something that's inevitable, but then you forget about the fact that it's inevitable as you progress through your life. But then I suppose you dig it up when either it happens to someone close, or maybe it happens to yourself, or maybe you have a chance of dying. Yeah, but it is interesting, that. I love how there are so many ways of thinking that are taught in Subarashiki Hibi that if you applied to your real life, you would, let's just say you would become like Takuji, or you would become really unhealthy. Like, there are some seriously unhealthy ways of thinking that are, I won't say they're encouraged because they're not, but at the same time they're just being made aware of. It could have the wrong effect on some readers, it really could. Yeah, but no, I see that. Hang on, I'm just gonna do some... Oh, for fuck's sake, I can't. Oh, no. I'll probably stop. Yeah, but no, I do see that. Yeah. It's a really interesting point. Yeah, but that is interesting, because if you ask me, the fact that Yuki is trying to unearth something that she has hidden, it's as if she's known something, and yet it's like the, oh fuck, I keep on forgetting the name. I know it begins with D and it's long. What is it? Dialectic way of thinking, yeah. Yeah, so you think about something and then you, oh yeah, that's interesting, yeah, oh my god, this all makes sense now, yeah, Ayana is... She is the Subarashiki Hibi equivalent of a looper. Oh my god. Yeah, that's so interesting. So I suppose you go through the thesis stage, which is learning about what you've hidden, and then the antithesis stage, which is either denying or forgetting about it, and then the synthesis stage, which is... I don't know, it's like the middle of the two, trying to forget what you've... trying to remember what you've denied. That's interesting to think about the fact that it's as if she is trying to revive the Subarashiki Hibi. I mean, it's interesting, it really is. Because it's as if she has forgotten the state of the dream world and she is trying to revive it. But the only thing is, I think this is more saying you were forgotten what happened there. And you were trying to revive that. Yeah, I agree with what Ayana said, yeah. But that's interesting to think about the fact that... Oh, yeah, I like that, yeah. Yeah, so if you make life a closed box, then death can't open its doors because it can't get to you. But the only thing is, I mean, this is more conceptually rather than actually, because obviously you could die any moment. But, I mean, death is always a possibility. It's just, if you restrict your thinking to only thinking about life, of course, that's the case. Yeah, but that is interesting. So it's kind of as if you discover what the truth is behind this world and the truth behind everything, and then a thinking, well, maybe not a thinking technique, but a world in which you have forgotten that you can now remember and re-experience will open up, and it will kind of be like a stage of enlightenment. But the only thing is, if she finds it, what will her relation with Takuji be? What will she think of him? Like, sure, he might be correct, but he's still done some things that are insanely wrong. Yeah, but that is totally interesting. I mean, it's as if the dream world will be constructed upon... The dream world will be constructed upon... the places you can never access because you've restricted your thinking to make it so that you can't access it. But the only thing is, I don't understand why the wonderful everyday would be accessed if you knew about what was truly going on in the world. But the only thing is, that kind of implies that maybe it's similar to what happened in the first chapter. Maybe if you realise the truth of the world, you are going to be left when it reaches the 20th. So that implies that maybe the only people who are going to be left on the 20th are Yuki, potentially, Takuji, and Ayana. Because let's be honest, of course Ayana knows the truth. There's no way she doesn't. I think she's actually experienced both worlds, both chapters. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh yeah, no, I really like this, because I suppose it's giving examples of beings that they know life, but they never really think about it, probably because they don't have the consciousness to. Or maybe they do. That's the thing, we can't know. Yeah, but that is interesting. I mean, you know life and you know existence, but you never really think about the true nature of it. Yeah, but that is interesting to think about the fact that I feel like this is something that's really key that she hasn't been able to finish. Yeah. Isn't it interesting when she said outside, they are objectively outside in this world, but she means outside to the next world. Yeah, and this totally proves that there is way more to Ayana than we thought. yeah, I don't blame Yuki for saying that. Yeah, the world in chapter 3 is gonna be nice, sure thing. Yeah, but that's interesting to think about the fact that there is, No, but what's really quite interesting to think about the fact that with, when we choose Zakudo and we leave the world via the dream, well, via the train that goes, or via the railway that goes, just up into space and then into the Milky Way, and then we go into a black hole and then we, get out of the dream. We leave the dream because it's something that we know. We know it's a dream. So as a result of that, we know we can leave it. I wonder if that's similar here. I mean, there is no outside world because of the fact that we know of no outside world. But the only thing is, how are we meant to know of something we can never see? I mean, you could believe in something and you could, by thinking about your existence, you could in theory question what it is. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but that's actually really, really odd. The fact that Ayana can actually show us things that we own. Is that like a thought that we know of? I just find it so unusual to think about the fact that she can headbutt us and then we can quite literally see everything that is going on with Zakudo. Yeah, I do see this as well, because think about the dream world last episode. Only one soul was required for that dream world to occur, I suppose. But the only thing is, I think more like 2 were actually. So I don't really understand. It depends on the power and the knowledge as well, and how much they have, or how much they've known the truth and how much they've thought outside of their existence. God, yeah, this was really quite interesting. Oh, God. What do you mean, Ayana-san? Oh boy, here we go. Yep, she's gone. Huh? Ayana-san? Yeah, she wasn't there anymore. No one was there. Yeah, seriously, while I was on the rooftop killing time, all of the day's classrooms had ended. God, I mean, she must have been totally shocked about everything that is not only going on with Takagi, but also Zakudo, if she has been on the rooftop for this much time. Yeah, while I was on the rooftop killing time, all of the day's classes has ended. I had no reason to be at school after classes were over, so I decided to go back to the classroom for the moment. Yeah, no, I see that, but isn't it interesting just the subconscious effect this is having on her? She has no reason. She doesn't think about Kagami and Tsukasa. And I just think that's really interesting because she's becoming gradually more and more... what can I say? I mean... Well, she's becoming so fearful that she's just totally isolating company. Like, for example, look at how little with Kagami and Tsukasa yesterday she talked about Takuji or Ayana or just anything bothering her. I mean, she's just totally becoming more and more isolated as a result of the stress that's going on. Which, let's be honest, is a bit dangerous. It really is. Oh.
Yuki!
God, I wonder what they're going to say. New Ost, it seems. Sounds really quite nice. It sounds oddly pleasant. Ah, Yuki. Kagami. She doesn't seem very happy.
Yuki.
Yeah, she seems unnecessarily serious. Oh shit, what? Where's Tsukasa? Yuki? Oh, it's because of that. Okay, you were cutting class again. Well, she actually has an excuse for doing it this time, I think. Yeah, sorry. Like I care. Oh! That was unusual. Like I care. Did you get that out of some shoujo manga? She doesn't even respond. Oh. Seriously though, yeah. I agree, yeah. Hey, Kagami-san, what are you so mad about? But what is she so mad about, seriously? Is it because of the fact that Yuki, I remember she was being really quite regretful of the fact that she hadn't done anything in order to stop Takuji. But she couldn't, let's be honest here. I mean... He is a properly calculated man. I get that his logic is all really, really unhealthy, but at the same time, he's very calculated. You would never be able to outsmart somebody like Takuji unless you had had real experience. Nothing. It doesn't seem like nothing. Yes, you are. I'm not mad. God, she really, really is refusing to talk to us. That's so unusual for somebody like Kagami. Yeah, that is odd. That really is odd. I feel like rumours may have gone around about Yuki or something along the lines of that. Yeah, we have a practice match with another team, so don't bother me. Kagami. Kagami, what's wrong? Yeah, that's really quite nice of her to just constantly chase after her. Nothing's wrong. Kagami. I have to go to my club. God, adding insult to injury. Times are not only so stressful, but now your friends are getting more distant from you. Maybe it's because I skipped class to get out of there. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised after I... Ah, I see. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised after I ran off and left her alone in there. Sorry about that. You could have said that to her face. Tsukasa. Well, no, actually, now that I think about it, it's not because of everything that's just gone along with Yuki just kind of abandoning Kagami. It's with Takuji. Sorry, would you mind leaving her alone for a little while? Alright. Yeah. Maybe Tsukasa is mad at me. She didn't really sound mad. She didn't sound mad. Maybe Tsukasa is mad at me too. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Oh, she doesn't even try to talk to Tsukasa. I'm surprised. Yeah, honestly, I think home's the best place to go at the moment. Oh, we're going into online conspiracies. I'm excited. As soon as I got home, I turned on my computer. Yep. Who doesn't, to be fair? I wonder if they approved my registration. I immediately opened my email and checked the messages. I want to meet you soon. What, is this from Kiyoshi? What? No, all I want is sex. What the fuck? Somebody is really having delusion. Right. No! Hang on a second, are those all the emails she's been receiving after having signed up to these sites? Well, this site. Oh my god, they were almost all spam. I mean, who the fuck would click on an email that says something like that? That's so weird. All of this spam sure is annoying. The guy sending out all of this crap should... Oh my god. Wow. I mean, that is reasonable. I just think it's so funny that she says this before it's always really common on the internet just to tell people to kill themselves. Registration complete. Kita High message board. Sawayaka Secretariat. Nice. Oh, maybe not so nice. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's relevant. The title almost looked like spam at first glance, but it wasn't. This is the first step in following the trail of breadcrumb. Oh, it's as if she is going into a proper trap. My pulse quickened a little bit. Here I go. I open the email. That's really, really odd. Hello, what? Hello, Shibata Katsuye-san. This is the Secretariat for the Kita High message board at Sawayaka. Thank you for registering on the Kita High underground message board. Your member registration has been completed. You may log into the site with the login credentials you provided at the time of registration, which are also listed below. That's really, really unusual. Yeah, but the only thing is I don't understand this because this is is this different to what Yuki's password actually is? I don't know about the login ID. That's really odd. Ah, okay, I'm surprised. This name and ID and password were definitely God. She probably wanted to see like a conspiracy theorist. She really did. She probably wanted to see like somebody very, very damaged. By the way, I'm sorry, but which email displays your password on an email? I thought that was illegal to do. I thought that violated a data protection law. I can't remember though. I just thought I remember hearing something similar to that. They actually approved it. If they actually approved something like Shibata Katsuya, that meant the administrator was just approving any registration without even thinking about it. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, 487 years old, my arse. It might have even been automatic approval. I wondered who the administrator was. Could you imagine if it was Kiyoshi? I clicked the link. Oh my god. Oh, that's properly culty. Wow. This looks really unusual. It was the typical style of floating thread message board. Oh, I'm impressed. But to be fair, I suppose the internet is a bit older in 2012. What's the TXT file that's on her desktop, I wonder? The threads with the most recent posts were displayed closest to the top of the page. So the threads dropped to the bottom if there weren't many responses, though. They could rise to the top again if they got responses. Yeah. Apparently, this kind of message board got its name from the way threads at the bottom could float up to the top. Oh. Yeah. I figured there would just be a few threads, but it's pretty popular, huh? God, she's so going in a bad rabbit hole here. But to be fair, this is what you've got to do in order to potentially find the truth. Though there probably weren't this many threads until just recently. Oh yeah, you know a lot. You can find a lot of stuff then. Wow. Takashima Zakuro's death. Mamiya Takuji's speech. Is it true that the world is going to end? There weren't many threads before all this happened, so the entire board is covered with threads on this topic. Interesting, that. And the one that particularly stood out. What? Who shall be saved and who shall not? Oh, that's really unusual. This thread was created today at 11:23 AM. I wonder if there's any significance in that time. Mamiya Takuji himself made it. How do you know that? What if it's somebody just assuming his name? Isn't it interesting to think about the fact that the admins haven't taken something like this down? Many of you have confirmed it, many of you have seen it. Takashima's... Yeah, that's really weird. Takashima's message predicted my awakening. I think it's just so likely to think about the fact that, firstly, Takuji is a complete murderer, but also, I mean, I don't really understand why he would just use this suicide as an opportunity to completely go mental. Yeah, I'm standing here now as the saviour. Now it's time to determine who will be saved and who will not. Oh, anonymous student. Another one right after Takashima? Knock it off with that crap. Oh, it's interesting. This backlash. Yeah, you really think that's going to do something like that? That's going to do anything? I reported you to the police. Yeah, good. Well, they still haven't caught you yet. Not surprisingly, Mamiya's thread was full of trolls. Yeah, reasonable. Yeah, though of course no one was taking him seriously. I was a bit relieved. Yeah, no, that is actually really quite surprising because of how many people were scared about the incident. You could think that Takuji is being serious, but at the same time you could easily also think that he's just somebody who's stupidly trying to promote fear of the incident. I was a bit relieved. I'd heard several people went missing after the incident earlier. That's really odd. But evidently they were unrelated. I wonder if that's something significant. Yeah, everybody was just making fun of his posts on here. It is interesting. I mean, I can see why Takuji would get increasingly more frustrated because of the fact that his ideologies are so different from everybody else and he wants people to believe and understand what he's thinking, but he can't. Yeah, fair. Well then, let's start checking these out. I better start with the ones that are about to disappear. I looked for the oldest of the threads that had topped 1,000 posts and gotten locked. Oh, damn. This might be it. Oh, that's interesting. Thread for discussion of the falling accident. The date was... Oh, yeah. I wonder if Takuji's commented on that. To be honest, if I was Yuki, I'd see if there's a way to go on people's accounts and see if there's any way to view all of the comments that a certain user has posted. The date was the 7th of October. The thread was about Shidoyama's accident. Oh, wait, it's actually the 10th of July. Date's the other way around. It's been coming up in other threads, but I made this thread to talk about it exclusively. Yeah, seriously, somebody's realistic. It's kind of rude to start a thread about someone's death. Was it really Shidoyama from Class 3? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's odd. So, it looks as if the IDs are different. What? What the fuck? Kitahai, 3rd year, class 6, seat number 12. Shidoyama Tsubasa, height 175 centimeters, weight 62 kilograms. Fucking hell, he's thin. Date of birth, the 10th of May. Blood type, what the fuck? Why is this person just totally doxing him? So his ID hasn't been talked about before. This is really creepy. No, I see that. But the only thing is, I just really don't understand why he would. Yeah. Where did you get that? Did you measure him yourself? His death was inevitable. What? Yeah, that's really unusual. This reply, 27, was posted with a registered name. Was this Takashima Zakudou-san herself? Yeah, I really do wonder. I really do wonder who's behind the account of Zakudou. I don't really think that it's the case that this is Zakudou. I find it very hard to believe. I think it's somebody else. But the only thing that I find really odd, what was the exact date Zakudou died? I forgot. Actually, I think 11th of July might have been the day she died. Midnight as well, so just barely 11th. But still, that's odd. God, somebody's not getting sleep. Yeah, but that's actually really quite odd. I mean, whoever this anonymous person is, I wouldn't be surprised if they're working with Zakudou. Was this Takashima Zakudou-san herself? But why does she think the death was inevitable, though? So she was posting on here. But I think somebody else has access to her account, because how could she have posted after she died? Yeah, seriously. I mean, somebody's just died. Why are you being so disrespectful? Seriously, learn some tact. Takashima Zakudou's in class 3, right? I bet she killed him. Yeah. Your name is Takashima-san? I think you need to be a little bit more respectful. What a freak. Yeah. I'm honestly impressed about how realistic the people are here. These people don't seem like complete awful people. I mean, I just don't really understand Zakudou. Why would you say someone's death was deserved? Wait, what was the exact wording? Yeah, inevitable. And isn't it interesting when you think about the predictions made by Takuji with regards to the end of the world, and the fact that in order to prove a theory is right, there must be accurate predictions that can be made. These are the predictions that are being made. It's as if this death is inevitable to make the predictions. It's horrible. It really is. Yeah, everybody was insulting her. Yeah. That was to be expected since she said that right after his death. But why? Yeah, isn't that interesting? It really does give you the impression that Zakudou and Takuji really could possibly be up to something. I think they have some sort of relationship. I don't know what, but yeah, I think they're definitely the masterminds behind this. Or at least that's what the game wants us to think. The dream world we saw last time, that was just Zakudou in the dream world. And if anything, Zakudou, what she did last time, I get that there was fighting, but she did kind of kill herself, even though we were there. She thought, my life is not enough to take, let's take somebody else's life as well. I mean, that doesn't exactly scream... Actually, I don't know. Maybe that either implies a person who's just so desperate that they don't think about it, or that implies that a really bad person, or really damaged. His death is just the beginning. Lol, it's just the beginning, she says. Does that mean our token black guy dies next? I don't get what that means, but yeah, what is a token black guy? Yeah, I think there really is a problem with what you're saying, Takashima. Yeah, but this is all according to prophecy. They are so in something together. By the way, look at the time progression on this. These replies. So she's been up for 2 hours, and isn't it interesting just to think about how long Zakudor is spending on this forum. It's as if she is doing nothing but messaging, even though she's this late into the night. It's odd. By the way, there are so many people who have such shit sleep schedules here. Can I just mention? Now she thinks there's a prophecy. Where's your tinfoil hat? I don't get it. Was Takashima-san the one who started all this? Yeah, of course. But people, it's funny to think about the fact that people think it's nonsense, but then, when Zakudor dies, the one who's foreshadowing a prophecy, people just baselessly think that there could be a rumour going on. Yeah, before Mamiya Takuji. I think so, yeah. But still, a prophecy. It seemed like that was Takashima-san's last post in that thread. Interesting. Takashima-san's posts were ignored, and the thread about Shidoyama's accident went on to 1,000 posts. Oh, I see. I look for other threads. This is... Bic hazardous... What the fuck is Bic? Oh, that's weird. What? Right. This is weird. Yeah, people were going to think that she's not very sane. So this... A time later today. The sealed Nevis. What the fuck is a sealed Nevis? It's some sort of really weird device. The sealed Nevis uses a specialized physics bug, i.e. an outer magic dark summons bug, to plant negative thoughts in the human race. This is the true nature of the battle between dictators and tyrants of the world. And us, the peasants, the revolutionaries, the proletariat. I don't know what that means. What, the inferior? Let's see. Oh, right, okay, so, a collective term for working class people. This is so odd. Shidoyama Tsubasa was infected by the specialized physics bug. A bug that quite literally makes it so that outer magic dark summons bug. Oh, I mean, it's so weird. I wonder what her links to the occult are. But the specialized physics bug. The Nevis used him to degrade me. The phenomenon of inducing a low energy state with a negative energy blast. And the reason is because this Nevis will soon awaken. Big hazard is coming. A great disaster will occur. I love this. I never thought I'd see a VN do an emoticon before. Yep, people are totally trolling. What is this meant to be? Oh, right, yeah. Please stay away from me. I love that they're using kana as well. I mean, this could just be an inequality symbol, or it could be ku, and that could be tsu, and that's the katakana not. And I don't know, some sort of Cyrillic letter that is. Well, that's a math symbol, I know. And that's also there's also a symbol for a Boolean operator. I don't use these ones though. I use the dot full stop plus the line for not, and also the circle with a plus inside for the XOR. I like it. Oh yeah, that's the symbol for and. No, the intersection of. That's the symbol for. Don't joke around. Yeah, no, they wouldn't, of course, but yeah. Yeah, no, totally, yeah, she sounded crazy. I probably would have reacted to the exact same way. I didn't know what she was talking about, but it was full of hard words. I wasn't sure what she expect. Yeah, what else? I agreed. Yeah, I agree with this. I mean, I really wonder what would happen if Takuji came in. Who's Big Hazard? He sounds like some big guy. Yeah, Big Hazard is not a person. It's a great disaster. Honestly, I think it's the aftershocks from the worldwide recession. Big Hazard was the reason the something in front of the station closed down. I know what you mean. That's wrong. That's really quite funny to think about the fact that they think a great disaster also implies just the closing down of something in front of the station. Some sort of really good store, I'd assume. That's wrong. Yeah, it probably was wrong. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, yeah, though I didn't really know what Big Hazard was either. What? The Nevers implanted the specialized physics bug in Shiroyama Tsubasa in order to induce a low energy state in one of the Angel Warriors. What? The only beings that can stop the Nevers. That's really, really unusual. Every Angel Warrior was targeted by an assassin that was being manipulated by a specialized physics bug. However, every specialized physics bug within the barrier, Tokyo's 23rd ward. Why is everything so random? It's been exterminated with the combined power of the Golden Angel Remover and the flashing Blue Angel Knight. Since Shiroyama-kun's brain has already been devoured, he went insane and jumped from the rooftop when the specialized physics bug disappeared. That's really weird. After that, the thread was filled with trolls. People making fun of her, people getting mad, people who sounded a little scared. But at this point, yeah, the people in the thread weren't terribly scared. Everybody was just making a lot of noise over some crazy person on the... No, I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, so, then, when is the world going to end? You keep saying it's a prophecy, but all I hear you talking about is stuff that has already happened. Good point, yeah. When is the world going to end? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, a great disaster will occur on July the 20th, 2012. Tomorrow. Lol, next week? Yep. Yeah. Not just a few people, but many people will die. More than you can count. The planet will reach a bottleneck. Bottleneck? A bottleneck? You could probably think of it as a genetic bottleneck. A sudden decrease in genetic variety. It's when a lot of animals die and their genetic strains disappear. Like she said, that would be a great disaster. I think I could... It depends entirely on what this means, but I think I can tie this to something. Oh, yeah, I can. So it's when loads and loads of things die, which reduces the diversity of the species. So as a result of that, there's just genes from the set amount that are still alive. Yeah, I think I can tie it to this. So I'm thinking what happens is all of the humans who can't see the truth and can't see the... Well, they can't study being, really, and reason, and they can't sort of... They can't think of what they know. They only know of the world, they don't think of it. I think what's going to happen to all of those people is they are going to die, and because it's a genetic bottleneck, only the people with the same state of mind, i.e. the people who have seen the truth, are going to be able to live. That's what I think. What? Oh yeah, that's interesting. We should perform the brain reverse on July 12th, 2012. Then everybody will know the fact that I am not human, and the fact that the world is heading towards destruction. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she was writing about this brain reverse on the day she committed suicide. By the way, does this person get sleep? Like, I'm being serious here. What the fuck is your sleep schedule? Or maybe these are the last days of her life, so she's just staying up throughout the entirety of them. Dude, this... No wonder Zakudo's so insane if you look at her sleep patterns. She was writing about this brain reverse on the day she committed suicide? Actually, isn't that word... I looked at the words I copied off of Takashima-san's desk. Oh, that's interesting.
これってやっぱり高島さんの机の上にあった落書きと同じだ。
This really is the same as the scribbles that were on her desk. Which meant that there was no doubt the posts were made by Takashima-san. No, I disagree. It could be somebody faking them. I don't know though. No, actually, I don't think so. Brain reverse. Armageddon, Nebula Cloud, Humidor, Angel Remover, Angel Knight, I am Angel Advice.
エンジェルアドバイスが高島さん。ということは、それにも出てきたエンジェルリムーバーとエンジェルナイトは。
So Takashima-san is Angel Advise, and the two that she mentioned in the thread, Angel Remover and Angel Knight, are the other two that were with her. It all made sense. So I guess when she said, I'm not human, yeah. She was saying that because she thought she was the angel warrior, Angel Advice. And kind of like a warrior, it's as if she is dying for a cause. But the only thing is, obviously, the cause is not very positive. This is so weird. Big Hazard shall arrive soon. Yeah. 9 o'clock in the morning on the 12th. Apparently that was her last post. Yeah. It was the day that she performed the brain reverse. In other words, that's when she jumped from the rooftop. What's this?
これはその日の夕方に立ったスレ。ちょうど自殺のすぐ後に当たる。
This thread was made that evening. That would be right after her suicide. I got something weird. Scary. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting, the fact that this isn't romanized correctly. Could that be a potential fake? Yeah, it's really weird. I just want to... Oh, I've gone way too far. That's really interesting just to think about the ridiculous simulation the world is in. It's as if there is something outside of the world that controls the behavior of all the people inside of the world. And because people feel humanity as a collective unconsciousness, they can take advantage of that fact, and it can apply to every human being. Yeah, but that is really odd to think about the fact that what Takagi was saying, for example, death becoming so shadowed by everything else, that could be what one of the negative thoughts that has actually been planted within the human race. Yeah, but that is actually really quite interesting to think about the fact that I don't like that theory. I like the theory that I prefer the theory that we're all part of an object-orientated program and we're instantiated, and then our behaviors are influenced by everything around us, and that's why we differ. Because our behaviors differ, and it was just a coincidence that people like Hitler became powerful. Yeah, but that is interesting. But that is interesting, something that's going to entirely plant negative thoughts within the human race. It's odd. By the way, why have no police investigated this thread? I'm being serious here. Well, to be fair, it's because they don't necessarily have any evidence that something's going to happen, but you would have thought that after Zakudor's dead, the police would have investigated and maybe taken down this site. But no. But it is interesting. I mean, the rumours being spread and Zakudor's death, they probably were the starters of the negative thoughts that were being implanted by the quote-unquote Nevers, but I don't think that's likely. I mean, I think it's just... Well, to be fair, it could be explained by this explanation. You can't exactly deny it, but at the same time, as human beings, we should probably explain stuff using the logic that we found within our lives. It would just be unnatural to explain something like how Zakudor's explaining it. It is interesting that degrading, so Tsubasa's negative thoughts that were influenced by the physics bug, from the sealed Nevers, has degraded Zakudor. Yeah, but that is interesting. So, I mean, whatever happened with Tsubasa, Zakudor feels as if she has to die as a result of that. So maybe the reason it's degraded is thinking that she has to die as a result of that. And maybe that negative energy blast could be the potential to think, well, maybe if Tsubasa hadn't have died, what would have happened? What would have happened? That's my question. Yeah, but that is really, really... Oh, wait, hang on a second. Zakudor wants to try and stop it? What? Why? Well, I suppose if you think about the end of the world being something like a purification of the world, you stop the negative physics bug from happening to people. Oh, interesting that it's a bug, by the way. It's as if it was something that was never meant to happen. Could that potentially imply that all of this end of the world crap is something that may never have needed to happen? To have happened? Maybe it was really preventable. The Nevers implanted the specialized physics bug. Yeah. Yeah, but that is interesting. So, Zakudor had the potential to stop the end of the world, but now she can't. Because of Tsubasa's suicide, there has been something that she's been forced to do, even though she could have potentially stopped it. So she started it rather than stopping it. That's really unusual. Yeah, so that's really, really interesting to think about those other two people who killed themselves. It's as if them, by killing themselves, have removed the powers from the Nevers. That's really weird. What is Tokyo's 23rd ward? Oh, this isn't really that relevant at all. Right, so they're called, well, they have autonomy on local matters, although they cannot pass laws. They're similar to boroughs in London and New York. The special wards only exist in the Tokyo metropolis, which consists of 23 special wards and 39 other municipalities. Oh, wait. So, is an electoral district in the Japanese House of Representatives. What? It's so random. Yeah, that is odd. Oh, I get it now. It's as if it's the government that are doing this. Oh, that makes sense. I think that's what it is. I think it's she believes it's the government that are giving these negative bugs in people which induce a state of emotions that... Well, I suppose what happened, because she said that Tsubasa went insane, maybe this negative bug, what happens is it makes somebody so insane that their only instinct is to kill themselves. But I just don't understand why. But the only thing is, now that the Nevers bugs have been exterminated because of the fact that the people that the bugs have been made to carry have died, what's happening now? Why is the end of the world happening? You would have thought that maybe that would be it? Surely? Oh, wait, when it disappeared, that's really weird. But the only thing is, it's as if the negativity has completely devoured his brain. So that does kind of make sense. Yeah, but that is actually really interesting to think about, the fact that the brain reverse will kind of imply the fact that there are going to be... Yeah. But I suppose what the brain reverse is going to do is it's going to make it so that the Nevers is induced in everybody, and then they're going to... Yeah, I think that's reasonable to say. It's just really contradictory. I don't understand why Zakuro is... It's as if she is a warrior. She has killed herself so that... Well, I'm kind of confused on why she is... Wait. Right, this is going to be really relevant. So, through death, I has been reborn as a warrior, or so they said, but it hurts. I have nobody... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is odd. So Sakuda's been potentially reborn as a warrior. I don't get how you could be reborn after death, but okay. I get that. Because it's as if she's died for her cause. More like a martyr then, surely? It is interesting to think about the fact that she's been broken, and then that she, kind of like Takuji, is taking out all of his frustration on everybody. It's really weird. So it's as if the Nevers bug, the special Nevers bug, has been installed into everybody, and then their brains are disintegrating. And then when the bug has stopped on the 20th, that will be when the end of the world will happen, because everybody will want to kill themselves, I'd assume. I don't know, this is really weird. But yeah, I suppose... But I don't really understand why, I mean, if the disease, if the Nevers is inevitably going to be removed from Zakuro anyway, why hasn't it... I mean, why would she kill herself now? So I just want to learn what the relevance between the brain reverse and the physics bug is. Is it the same thing or is it not? That's what's... I feel like when I find that, I will know. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's as if whatever this brain reverse thing that has happened here is, this is really relevant to Takuji. Yeah, the address on this was Takashima Zakuro. I got one too. Emoticon. That's the same as the one I got. What's up with that? Is it really from Takashima Zakuro? After that, the thread was full of responses saying that they had gotten the message too. Yeah, it makes sense. It looked like almost everyone on this message board had gotten one. That is odd. The same question I was thinking popped up in the thread. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, did they all come at the same time? Does it look like they were all sent at the same time? Oh my fucking god, that's so weird. I think it was around 10:44. It looks like everybody's getting them at the... What the fuck? 10:44 though? One was right around 10:45 too. I think they were all simultaneous. That's really weird. To be honest, I just don't really understand this because I don't get how you could send an email. Oh god, that's so odd. So everything that has happened in chapter 1 before, well, while Zakuro was doing that weird ritual, I just find it so funny that even though we were in the dream world, there was so much more to Zakuro than we realised. That was definitely one of them. One of the things that was true. But the only thing that I really don't understand is she was saying that she was sending something at 10:44, but at the same time it's really odd because there wasn't anything to send. There was nobody that was killed. Obviously in the real world there was someone who was killed, so maybe it was as if she was sending a picture of something in the real world in the dream world. I think something like that, like a discrepancy that big, could actually make sense because maybe if you think about the fact that world was made for Yuki to understand Zakuro. I don't know. I think that's a real far-fetch. Simultaneous transmission. Well, I suppose so. Every single one was at the same time. That's so weird, which means... Yeah, that's a really good point. I feel like Zakuro could potentially be the person who's behind this site. Or maybe Takuji, or maybe they could all be working together. The sender had a register of names or some collection of data like that. Though, that was assuming that Takashima Zakuro wasn't the sender. I agree, yeah. I mean, she couldn't have been. I feel like it's very likely Takuji, but if it isn't, I mean, I really do wonder who it could be.
名簿、例えば教師とか。というか、さすがにメールアドレスは教師が持ってる名簿にはないか。
What really doesn't make sense is the fact that everybody's brains have completely changed after this. And it is interesting to think about after July the 12th. For example, with Zakuro and Tsukasa, Kagami and Tsukasa, they have suddenly been hanging out with us, which is something they haven't done for a while. So, I mean, I get that it's a good thing, but it's still a potentially, if you interpret it with another way, it could be an uncharacteristic behaviour. What? How? She's dead. It's kind of hard to say, but I think those messages really are from Takashima Zakuro. I know, because I have her address in my phone. I don't know if someone else might be using it, but the messages are coming from Takashima. Oh, that's really weird. And she actually has a cell phone, unlike Ayana or Yuki. Impressive. But what if somebody just got her phone? But the only thing is, I mean, when she jumped off the rooftop, she probably... I mean, how would her phone still be there? Unless somebody was a really skilled hacker or she had maybe given it to somebody. It just depends on whether her phone was found with her at the scene or not. Satoko, let's go. You're Satoko, right? I have it too. That definitely is Takashima. I mean, her address is the exact same, and the picture is from her phone too. I love that. Her phone's camera had a horrible resolution. What should we do? That's Takashima's phone. It's interesting that once Satoko's identity was revealed, she stopped becoming anonymous. That's weird. Is it just because we knew her? What should we do? That's Takashima's phone. The picture is the same resolution as the pictures we took it. Yeah, we took with it before. God, they were friends. That's awful. The same as the ones we took at the restaurant. Maybe they had a date or something. Is Takashima alive? Takashima died. She's not alive. That much is certain. It just really depends on whether her phone was at the scene or if somebody else has it. I'm scared. What should I do? Why are you scared? Takashima probably has a grudge against us. Was that a message really from a ghost? Takashima's ghost? Then yeah, this is the worst thing. Oh, I see. You guys bullied her. Well, you still did it. It wasn't just us at first. The whole class did it. Yeah, isn't that odd? Why just us? What do you mean, just us? I asked Akiko and Eddie, the other people in our class. Didn't get the email. Oh, that's unusual. Maybe these people have been the worst. God, they're kind of getting revenge. But to be fair, so many people have got it. Even the people who haven't bullied her. So, I don't really think that makes sense. Lol, we got it and we didn't even know her. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's just a coincidence. It is properly random. God. It's your fault. Go die so she can rest in peace. I didn't think it would. Yeah, I didn't think it would turn out like this. Yeah, reasonable. Who cares? You guys should be the only ones receiving her. Yeah, and isn't it interesting to think about the fact that these people have bullied her and they've been horrible to her. So, and yet, at the same time, now it's as if they are kind of getting a taste of their own medicine, and obviously they're finding it really unusual. I mean, of course, even if it is a taste of a bully's own medicine, it is still a dead person communicating throughout, well, beyond the grave. That's the weirdest thing. Yeah. Actually, just before she died, didn't she say she wasn't... Yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh, God. And isn't it interesting to think about the fact that when you add something unknown into it, and when you tie that unknown with some things that have genuinely happened, it all becomes so much more believable. Yeah. We should perform the brain reverse on July 12th, 2012. Then everyone will know the fact that I am not human. Yeah, no, but I do see that. That does kind of make sense. But the only thing is, I feel like she's definitely hiding something. She's definitely trying to stir up stuff happening. But maybe that's sort of for a motive that I think Takuji has. You know, just trying to promote understanding and promote, and Ayana as well, promote looking beyond what is reality, really. So that maybe other people could understand the truth of this event. I wonder if Yuki will. She committed suicide after that post, so I think it's okay to assume that she was human at the time. Yeah, totally, yeah. Yeah, don't say stuff like that to confuse people. How do you even know that it's Zakudor posting it, by the way? Can I just mention that? I mean, it is likely, but still. The 20th is way too soon for the world to end, but maybe it's when Takashima's curse will happen. But it is interesting if you think about the fact that Zakudor was bullied, and fucking hell, if we saw... by the entire class as well. I mean, that's a serious red flag. If anything, that really does show somebody who would want to get revenge. But, well, I mean, it's interesting that she wants revenge on the entire world. Rather than just her class. But still, it's not like one person's ghost could destroy the world. Well, she's not human. So the world won't end. Yeah, that is interesting. It means the people who bullied her will perish. On the 20th, they'll be killed by the curse. I think what Yuki should do, the second she gets into school, she should interview Satoko. She was probably holding a grudge. That's why part of her curse was sending out that picture. I don't understand why she would send it to people she never even knew, though. Or maybe that's because the people that never knew had communicated on threads that were similar to those of the bullies. Oh yeah, that's interesting, yeah. I googled this, July 20th, 2012, end of the world. What the heck is this? Yeah, that's not very good. Not a real URL, gotta love it. I clicked on the link. Oh boy, we're really getting into deep shit here. It looks sketchy, wow. I love how odd they've made all of the art here. They've not only tried to reduce copyright as much as possible, but yeah. They've made it so wrong. This page is really sketchy. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, sketchy as hell. Everything on this page looked like a lie. It looks like something Takagi or Zakudo would probably set up. Nanakusa Ward. Tama City, Tokyo Metropolitan Area. Oh, that's interesting when we thought about the 23rd Ward. Part of Tokyo's metropolitan area. The New White Lotus Association Webbot Research Facility. Yeah, totally an occult page. Yeah, I wonder. This has to be some random page that the search engine dragged up. There's going to be a connection, let's be honest. Well, it depends on what's on the page. This page looked like it was thrown together in a few minutes. Would anybody really believe this? It listed events predicted by the webbot. I see. Yeah, the anthrax attacks in America in 2001. The East Coast's Great Power Outage in 2003. God, yeah, the earthquake and tsunami in Indonesia that caused 30,000 casualties. Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Yeah, totally. Oh, this is what they were talking about in class. Dude, fuck off. And the last one. That's interesting. July 20th, 2012. Disaster level infinity. Disaster level infinity. What's up with this prediction? Yeah, is that really right? That's the really weird thing about the Webbot project. It analyzes humans' vocabulary to predict events, but the only thing that I find really odd is to think about the fact that the end of the world has barely even started and the rumours have barely even circulated around. That's odd. So this happened even before the rumours were circulating around. I think that kind of implies that somebody had known this was going to happen, because I think saying that it was mathematically predicted, I feel like that's just a bit too unlikely now. I mean, how could that be the case? But then again, maybe people were talking about it, but the rumour hadn't really properly been stirred up yet. Yeah, this website was more than a little suspect. But still. Yeah, totally. Yeah, even if it was just a coincidence. Oh, alright, it was done on the same day. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. But at the same time, I just don't really understand why you'd have enough evidence to make a prediction. even if it was just a coincidence, that was the same day Takashima-san predicted the world would end.
こいつらが信じても仕方がないとも言える。
Yeah, I can too. Yeah, I can see why people might believe that. Yeah, the site was full of nonsensical explanations for its predictions. Yeah, good point. This site must have been where Yokoyama was getting all of her information. Now there was nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding. What? And all the devils besought him, saying, "Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them." What? And forthwith Jesus gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea. Yeah, this is insane. But I can kind of see how this would link to all of the brain reverse stuff. It's as if there has been something that has entered people's brains. It's not really realistic. It's not literal. It's more metaphorical, if you ask me. Something metaphorically entering into people's brains which causes them to go to their demise because they're so busy thinking about the end of the world and not thinking about how they could prevent it, or thinking about denying it, or thinking about anything related to it. They're not really thinking about looking outside of their existence, really. But they can't. They don't have enough to think about. Yeah, but it's as if we are choking. We are going to choke and we're going to drown just by living in the world. And that they that fed the swine fled and told it in the city and in the country, and they went out to see what it was that was done. And they come to Jesus and see him that was possessed with the devil, and had the legion sitting enclosed in its right mind. They were afraid. And they saw it told them how it befell to him And they saw it told them how it befell to him that was possessed with the devil, and also concerning the swine. Those verses were written there.
聖書の一節、キリスト教系の団体だっけ？確か日蓮宗だったような。
Kind of creepy.
さすがに疲れた。
Alright, okay. I'm going to take a break and then I'll analyse the Bible verse. yeah, I don't blame her. It's really interesting. I mean, I get that it's wrong what's happening, but at the same time, it really is interesting. I've been on the computer since I got home. Before I realised it, midnight had long since
なん
passed.
か外から明るい光が差し始めてます。
God. Fucking hell, has she done an all-nighter? It's already starting to get brighter outside. Jesus, she's spent lots of time. It feels like she's done an all-nighter, but in reality, she's probably just up until maybe around 3. She's probably around 3 AM or 4 AM at the moment. The sun comes up so early in the summer. Well, that's because I was reading every thread one by one. Fucking hell, that's why it took so long. Let's be honest, even if you do get sleep, you're not. If I don't get some sleep soon, I'm not going to wake up until afternoon. I stopped what I was doing for the moment and crawled into bed. Yeah, that's interesting. July the 16th. Everything is getting more and more red. Funny that. Gotta love it. It's always really funny when people take pride in just failing at school. Especially Yuki. Yuki is a really engaging character though. I really like her character. Like, I genuinely think she's written very well. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting just to find out everything that's going to happen. I'm going to just take a break real quick. Okay, right, I'm back now. So, yeah, we're just going to be doing a little bit more of what we were doing before. Yeah, as I said, I'd look into this. I thought of a really, really good thought that was very, very relevant to this. I've just got to... It's actually really quite funny because I've thought of something that was really relevant, but I've forgotten what I thought, so now I kind of need to follow the process that's being described in Subarashiki Hibi, and I need to rethink about what that thought was. Hang on a sec, there's also something I forgot to do. Right, there we are, I'm done now. Okay, finally getting back to the story. So, I think what this is trying to say, firstly, it's really, really metaphorical, but it's a very interesting way of representing everything. I can't remember, where did this analogy come from? I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, the webbot page. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and then Yuki went to sleep because she was quite tired, and let's be honest, I mean, she's been up for fucking hours. She doesn't want to see anymore. She'd just be overwhelmed, which I wouldn't blame her for. But, yeah, so... I think this is obviously representing the world, so it's as if, but the only thing that's really weird, if this represents the world, then it's as if people are feeding on our ignorance. But I suppose that could kind of make sense when you think about people like Takuji, who are just totally... I don't know if they're enjoying themselves or not. If anything, it's kind of hard to tell what Takuji is thinking. I think he's feeling more frustration than joy, but maybe you could say that he is enjoying himself. Or maybe he's just feeding off of the fact that he's superior and we're all inferior. Yeah. Entered into the swine, that's so weird. So basically it's just like saying that the herd, i.e. everybody in the world, is going to run down to their deaths. But the only thing is, I suppose they live their existence, so they are obviously going to run down... Well, I suppose if it's something that's within the... I don't know, that's sort of been predefined within these swines, I mean, it wouldn't really be... If it was predefined, they wouldn't question it and they wouldn't think outside of it, and it's kind of like how we wouldn't think outside of anything that is going to happen because everything just seems so normal and there seems like so little reason to. And kind of like the analogy, I don't really get how... Well, that's really quite funny because it's likening everybody in the world to completely primitive creatures, even though we're human beings. So that's funny. If people liken human beings to primitive creatures, who is that one that's above? That's my question. Who is the one that is so powerful that they can liken human beings to primitive? Yeah, but that is quite significant as well. I mean, I suppose, yeah. But it is interesting to think about the fact that this kind of reminds me of that spiritual physical bug that was... no, it was some sort of physics bug that was happening, that Nevers thing. It was as if the negative thoughts were being implanted into our head just because of the fact that we had no means of telling what was genuinely going to happen and what genuinely wasn't going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, but I suppose the spirits kind of represent the negative thoughts that make it so that... Well, I mean, I suppose with Shiroyama's case, they were saying that negative thoughts had entered his brain via the physics bug, and then they had just totally collapsed his brain. So as a result of that, he needed to die. But the only thing is, with that logic, isn't that happening to everybody there? So why isn't it the case that everybody needs to die? That's what I'm confused about. Yeah, but that's really interesting because what we assume is our human reason is, this is my point that I thought about beforehand. What we assume is our human reason is possessed by the devil because our human reasoning of the fact that this couldn't possibly be true could possibly be leading us into a trap of the end of the world. Yeah. I have no idea what this line is trying to tell us. And they that saw it... Yeah, they that saw the truth told them how it befell to him that he was possessed with... Oh, yeah. How it befell to him that was possessed with the devil. And also concerning the swine. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I suppose, like Takeji, for example, it's as if he's seen the truth. So as a result of that, he can tell others of why we are possessed by the devil and also why we are sheep, really. Yeah. God, she really hasn't got sleep. Yeah, but that's interesting. It's really, really puzzling, but I think this definitely signifies the end of the world. I mean, of course it does. It's the prediction at the end. Yeah, nonsensical explanations. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you use something as symbolic as this to explain a prediction, I don't even know. I mean, well, I suppose, like with what Ayana said, it's not going to be it's not going to be information that's just spelled out to us. We have to figure out to understand it ourselves, and only then will it. Well, it tells us stuff. That's actually quite funny now that you think about it. It could be that they're telling us stuff that we already know. I wonder how you could think about it like that. Perfect, I'm just as late as I planned. Oh my god, yeah, I looked at my watch. The time was exactly noon. Fucking hell. Yep, Yuki's going to have her teachers hate her. But to be fair, I don't blame her teachers for just completely giving up on her, if I'm going to be honest. The time was exactly noon. I was laughably late for school. Yeah, you are, seriously. Jeez, being this late is downright beautiful. Really? I wondered if the Wakatsuki sisters would be angry again. Oh yeah, they really, really didn't want to know yesterday, but I think it's because of the fact that obviously they're annoyed that... I don't really know if they're annoyed that Yuki's skipping classes. I think it's more just Takeji. It was only yesterday that I skipped all my classes. Yeah. Fair enough. Hang on a second, I'm a bit confused. I thought yesterday was the day that Takeji was doing his outburst. Wait, what? I'm sorry, I just need to get a bit of perspective. Yo, what's up, everybody? So the day Takeji gets mad. Okay, Takeji with his false messiah-like prophecies. Yeah, this was the previous day. What? I'm so confused. Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. No, they... No, they weren't different days. No, what I was reading was just... Yeah, no, so that's a bit of an error. I don't think that's the case. Might as well use my time wisely. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I should use my time wisely as well by not reading into things that are really, really pointless. But I suppose you could think about the fact that period 4, when you had Takeji just being completely mental, I mean, it is basically skipping your class. It's not as if you've done anything productive. Because being in class implies you do something productive. Well, if I'm going to be late anyway, I might as well use my time wisely. I took some papers that I printed out of my bag. Ooh. What is that? It looks like a GPS location. Oh, yeah, I discovered the Webbot project site last night. The new White Lotus Association Webbot Research Facility.
あの変なページの場所。
The location on that strange page. I looked at the map of the train stops. Oh, it's going to be the theme park, isn't it?
これって急行だから？
This is an express train, so that occult-looking research facility should be right around the third stop? Oh my god, that's weird.
新白レンゲ協会ウェブボット研究所。
The new White Lotus Association Webbot Research Facility. Incidentally, I'd heard about an emerging religion, called the White Lotus Association. It was pretty famous. Supposedly, it even had some political influence. Oh god. But this organisation was the new White Lotus Association. Yeah, I know, I agree. Because new, if it's new, I mean, that kind of implies that maybe it could be a new rendition of the religion, or maybe it could be a different way of thinking. It depends on what the ideals of the White Lotus Association religion are. Hang on a second, I've just got to fix something. There we are, that's better. It's hard to tell. And isn't it really quite funny to think about the fact that they make it sound as if it's really similar to something else, so you just can't fully put your finger on the origin of it. But the only thing is I don't really understand. I mean, it could be a new White Lotus Association as in a religion, or maybe it could be the new research facility of that religion. I think it's more likely the new research facility of that religion. But the only thing is it's not exactly new. I mean, it's been around since basically the early 2000s. Yeah, I think a separate entity. Well, either way, it's probably some sort of religious organisation or a new science fad. Yeah, like mad scientists and stuff. You should, seriously, that's more interesting than going to school. These are so gonna be her last words, but okay. I'm gonna be late either way, and it can't be that dangerous if I just go and see what kind of place it is. And the origin of the prediction was so close to me, just 3 train stops away. It is really funny that the prophecy was made that close to where I live. And it was causing all this ruckus. Yeah, but funnily enough, it's causing ruckus in the local area rather than everywhere else. So I suppose it does kind of make sense. A local place that has delivered the prophecy, and then a local fuss, and only locally. But to be fair, maybe it is a worldwide fuss, and we just haven't been told about what's happening outside of Yuki's world. And it was causing all this ruckus. There was no way I wouldn't be interested. Yeah, I don't blame her. Maybe I should check it out. I think so. I sat and waited until I got to the 3rd station, where I got off. Nice, this is going to be fun. The station was in a quiet residential area. It was totally unremarkable. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, it doesn't really... Yeah, it was no different from the place where I live, but that wasn't too surprising. Yeah. God, so I think there's a possibility that this might be the research facility, but I just find it so funny. It's such an unnecessarily normal place. Looking at the map I printed out, I headed to the place it indicated. This is the 3rd block, so Tokyo never changes. Everywhere is pretty much the same. And because of that, it was a bit of a pain locating my objective. Yeah, no, reasonable. I can't find it. Strange. I didn't see anything that looked like a research facility. Oh, that's interesting. Well, nothing does. It just looks way too normal. If I had to describe this place. Oh, I see, so they're run down. Yeah. There was nothing but run down apartments. Oh, that's interesting. Isn't that really quite funny to think about the fact that now, I mean, it obviously has pinpointed to its location just like that, but at the same time, now it's a location as opposed to a religion. So maybe the location could have been the thing based on the religion. White Lotus Apartments, huh? Wow, it's the same name. Huh? Yeah. There was almost no one living there. Does that... Yeah, does that mean there's only one occupied apartment? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, I see. That's interesting. The postbox only had one name on it. The rest of the slots were blank. I checked the electricity and gas meters. With the exception of one... God, yeah, with the exception of one room. All of them had notes to stop service. Fucking hell. It must be really nice living in a place like this. You have no one to bother you. Yeah. Lucky bastards. Yeah, there really aren't many tenants here. What's going on here? This is all super suspicious. Yeah, no, I do see that, yeah. It is really quite unusual to think about the fact that even though all of these other houses have had gas boilers, electricity meters, just completely out of operation, there is one house that still continues to have them in operation. I mean, it's odd, but still. Kotomi. Oh yeah, that is weird, yeah. Or maybe his last name is Koto, and then his first name is Mi, or something like that. I have no idea. Yeah, the only nameplate that wasn't blank simply said Kotomi, with no last name listed. Maybe it's the owner of the building. I wonder if she's living alone. Yeah, me too. But the only thing is, I mean, owner of the building, that's definitely different to a blooming research organisation. She's... Yeah, no, I don't blame her. I mean, the only reason she's continuing is just because she's interested. Because she shouldn't be interested, let's just say. This is ridiculously suspicious, right? Yeah, it is odd. Yeah, no, I do see that. It could be some rich guy's hobby, but why are these apartments run down if that's the case? Though that would describe pretty much every mad scientist. Yeah. I see that. Who knows? How do you know that she's a girl? Well, Kotomi. Yeah, I suppose I could see that. I suppose it's just because of what the name ends with. But that's probably not it at all. It's probably some old lady that got caught up with a cult. Yeah, oh yeah, good point, yeah. The name White Lotus brought to mind the other religious organisation. Yeah, there were several branches of it around here. And even if it hadn't, White Lotus does sound religious. Yeah, totally. Yeah, most people wouldn't name an apartment building that. Yeah, that's a good point. White Lotus is just like the lotus in the Lotus Sutra. Oh, yeah. That's interesting that you can link it like that. Yeah, I believe the original title of the Lotus Sutra meant the Sutra of... Oh, shit. Meant the, Sutra of the White Lotus of True Instruction. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I could see why that would be reasonable. An old lady getting caught up with a cult. But the only thing is, I don't really think an old lady could research something as advanced as this. Yeah. That is interesting. I mean, you can totally trace it to a religious origin no matter what you do. You did? Seriously? You're gonna get in trouble. I mean, you don't even know who this is. That's the hilarious part. I walked onto the property without even thinking. But still. Yeah, interesting that. It's not all that old. The building didn't look very old, but it wasn't very well maintained. Yeah, if the owner is still living here, why is it so beaten up? Maybe not a very nice owner. Not a very sane owner, actually. That's a good thought. Though it's only my assumption that the owner is still living here. Oh my god, can you imagine if they're dead? I mean, to be fair, Takagi did say that there would be another murder. I really wouldn't be surprised if this is Takagi's apartment, if I'm going to be honest. Though it's only my assumption that the owner is still living here. Who the fuck is that? Oh my god, there's somebody here. She looks a bit scary. Why isn't she going to school? Well, she does have a school uniform on, but that's unusual. My eyes met those of the girl who'd walked out of the door. The girl looked at me, shocked. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, of course she was shocked. No one else was supposed to live here, and yet I was loitering in the... She should really try to just reassure her. Why are you here? Sorry, I'm not a burglar or anything. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Oh crap, saying that made it sound like I actually was one. Who are you right now? Huh? Who are you? My name is Minakami. You see... What? She knows somebody that has been talking about her. Yuki-san? Yuki-san, I agree, yeah, these people don't know each other whatsoever. That's so weird. Huh? Why do you know my name? Oh. Excuse me, why are you here? Yeah, but why do you know our name? I feel like this could be... This really looks like it's somebody... It could be Ayana. Maybe a relative of Ayana. Or maybe Takagi, I don't know. Just somebody that we have really big significance to. Excuse me, why are you here? I wonder if she's going to say the actual truth as to why she's here. I mean, this person doesn't even look like... She just looks like a first year or something. She doesn't really look that old at all. I don't know if she could do the webbot project. Or maybe she's just a complete genius, who knows? Oh, nothing. Wait, no. She actually couldn't because of the fact that this webbot project is probably older than her. That doesn't help. Like, at all. Crap, she cut right to the chase. Yeah, reasonable. I just find it so weird to think about the fact that she knows our name. But it is interesting to think about the fact that even though everything around here is so abandoned, there is still somebody who is living here. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It looks like she goes to a different school to us as well, which is even more unusual. Crap, she got right to the chase! Yeah, no, that's the worst thing, yeah. Yeah, and she answered my question with another... It's awkward, yeah. With another question. I wasn't sure what to say, given the situation. Yeah, she seems really skeptical. That's weird. But who is this person? Do you want to come in, Yuki-san? Huh? Do you want to come into the house? The house? Isn't that kind of... Yes! And why does this person know our name? I mean, until we know that, we can't decide how dangerous this is or isn't. Isn't that kind of dangerous? She looked younger than me. She did, but no, you would be very wrong. I mean, it doesn't matter about age, somebody can still kill you. All it takes is a knife. I didn't think she could do me any harm. But I didn't know if there was anyone else inside the house. Exactly, that's what I think. That definitely would have been dangerous. I feel like this is Takaji's sister, I don't know. I don't even know if Takaji has a sister or not. That's the worst thing. Oh, I see. The building was completely normal, at least on the outside. What I could see of the entranceway looked normal too. It didn't look like there was any mysterious organization in there. Well, it didn't look like there was. Though, of course, that didn't guarantee my safety. I was still interested, though. Yeah. There was no way I could just go home after coming this. Agreed. Yeah, but at the same time, this could be the mindset that may get her killed. Let's just mention that. But the only thing is, I mean, this person clearly seems like she's in here. Maybe she's safe. Maybe. Well, I guess if I wouldn't be a bother. You won't be. This person doesn't look very normal. She doesn't look like she'd be happy. I mean, yeah, she just looks really, really dependent on us. You won't be. This looks oddly normal. Naturally. Yeah, the inside was normal too. You haven't gone to every room of the house, that's all I'm saying. Who is... Yeah, that's really unusual. I mean, this person is really young and yet there are only 2 seats. Does that mean one parent or maybe a sibling? Who knows? What would you like to drink? Oh, don't worry about me. God, this person seems really, really... I don't know, she just seems odd. There is nothing but odd that I can say. I mean, she doesn't look very happy at all, though. If that helps anything. Does oolong tea sound fine? Oh, sure. Good one. But before that, could I ask why you knew my name? Yeah, seriously. Okay, she actually sounds like she's reasonably normal. I'm impressed. Sorry, you're right. That was a little creepy, wasn't it? Well, it was, but at the same time, you don't really want her to think that, just to give her a bit of reassurance, I suppose. Well, that's not what I mean. Who is this? Oh, God. I feel sorry for this person. Fucking hell. Yeah, that's interesting. My name is Mamiya Hasaki.
Mamiya Hasaki? Mamiya?
Yeah, I'm not surprised about the fact that Takuji is the one who was doing all of the research for the Wetboard project. I'm going to be honest, I know it's something that you can't really do that would be really, really creepy, but I would go into Takuji's room, I would see what the hell he's getting up to. I feel like the room of somebody like Takuji, it would be so concerningly bad. I'd just be really interested. Yeah, that's dodgy. Is she a main character, by the way? She is. Interesting. Mamiya Hasaki. Huh? Mamiya? Yeah. Yes, he's in your class. Yeah, God. Mamiya Takuji. What I find really interesting is the question of where the fuck are these people's parents, and also where are the parents, but also why is she not at school? Why did both of these kids skip school? Mamiya Takuji. What the fuck? How? What? Okay, maybe this kid is really young, and yet she's... I don't understand. What the fuck? Takuji is my father. I'm sorry, but this kid is maybe... I'd say at the very most, this kid is maybe 12 or 13. And Takuji is probably around 18. What? Yeah, seriously. Or maybe Hasaki is really a lot younger than we thought, and yet at the same time it was just because of her being really tall that she looks a bit older. I hope that's the case, because my god, that's just weird if it's not. The truth made me doubt what I was hearing. Did she just say father? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Takagi had a daughter of this age. What the... I agree, yeah. Yeah, so he married incredibly young. No, even then that made no sense. What's going on here? Manipulation, I think. That's what I think it is. But where are their genuine parents, if that's the case? That's... Oh my god, you are evil. Who is their parent though? I love her changing tone, that's so good. Alright, wait, a joke? Okay, I mean, he's marrying young, what? Jesus Christ. I mean, these people have like a 3 to 4 year age gap. Takagi is my husband. Huh? She is really weird. Why would you joke about something like that? That was also a joke. Yeah, it was a joke, but it wasn't very funny. No, enough with that already. What is the relationship? Is it just brother and sister? Dude, what is happening to her eyes? That's unusual, excuse me. She seems really quite upset. I mean, her eyes are quite literally dead. They're just remaining with one colour. I just thought it would help break the ice. Yeah, there is a lot of ice. There really is. No, well, you don't have to worry about me. Excuse me. Yeah, that's realistic. The truth is, I'm Mamiya Takuji's little sister, and that does make sense, yeah. Jesus Christ, what must it be like having a brother like that? Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. That must be so horrible. I mean, she looks remotely reasonable and remotely normal. I don't know where their parents are, but fucking hell, shouldn't they be at school? Their parents are probably at work. The truth is, I'm Mamiya Takuji's little sister. Little sister? Yes. Well, it's their house, maybe? Why is Mamiya's little sister in a place like this? What's the meaning of this? Ah yes, why is somebody in their own house? What is the meaning of this? Or at least, maybe it's not their own house. Oh, mother. Mother? I'm really surprised. Hasaki disappeared into the next room. I could see into the room through the crack in the door. Who the fuck is that? That is really quite unusual because I'm really surprised that we're seeing this person. I don't know what's happened to her, but she doesn't look very happy. I mean, we already know that she's a bad mum. I mean, who has a kid and just lets that kid let people into the house? That's not good at all. I don't know what's happening to her, but she looks like she's meditating. That's unusual. She really looks like, I don't know, maybe Kagami or Tsukasa if they were just a little bit older and, let's be honest, are more damaged. Yeah, that must have been her mother. Yeah, that's awkward. That's what Hasaki said anyway. She did look like... Yeah, God. It's funny that that's actually a precaution. Something normal, finally. She did look like she was old enough to be a mother. Yeah, but her posture was rigid, and her eyes were staring into space. It was like... That's unusual. Ah, excuse me, my mum just... What happened to her? Your mother, you said. She was just gazing in one direction, without moving. I mean, she clearly is alive. Yeah. You can probably tell by looking. Our mother is a bit... Yeah.
ご病気なの？
Is she sick?
はい。
Oh, I see. When she says sick, is it physically or mentally?
それよりなぜユキさんがこのうちに？兄さんだって全くこのうちには近づかないのに。
He doesn't come to his own house. What? But the only thing is I don't really understand as to why he would make it so that it looks like the Webbot project is run from his own home. Where does he go if that's the case? Yeah, more importantly, why are you here at this house, Yuki-san? Even Nissan doesn't come here.
ごめん。実はこれを見てきただけだから。
Oh yeah, I think it's really, really good that these people are being truthful together. Yeah, God, I really don't know what's happening about their mum, but I just feel really bad for Hasaki. I mean, she looks normal as well, which is impressive for a family like this. But, God, it looks really, really damaged. And I mean, judging by everything that Takaji's done online, both online and also in real life, I mean, my God, it's not a surprise that their family is really damaged. So what's happened? Oh, sorry, I came after I saw this. Huh? I showed her the pages I printed out.
ああ、これですか。
Oh, this is why.
このサイトで出ている研究所の住所がここだったんだ。
Yeah, the address on this site brought me to this building.
なるほど。
Yeah.
新白蓮華協会のサイトを見ていらっしゃったんですね。
So she knows about it. I see. So you saw the new White Lotus Association website.
やっぱりここって宗教関係の方々の？
So are you guys really involved with some religion?
そうですね。もともとはそうだったと思います。
That's right. I think that's what it was originally.
もともと？
Originally?
今はただのアパートです。間宮家が所有している。
Oh, I see. Yeah, now it's just an apartment building owned by the Mamiya family.
へえ、アパート所有とか、間宮さんちって金持ちなんだ。
That's interesting. So, it sounds like you guys are pretty wealthy if you weren't own an entire apartment complex. I agree, yeah.
いえ、ただ父方の実家が古い家なだけです。田舎の名家ってやつみたいですけど。
I see. No, it's just because our father is from one of the older families. Apparently, it's a famous family out in the countryside.
でも実家が金持ちなら。
But if your family's wealthy...
なんでも父と母は駆け落ちらしく
Oh,
て、
I see.
二人がお金持ちというわけではなかったみたいです。
God, I feel bad. Yeah, and so that's why he's not here as well. I suppose that kind of explains that. My parents eloped, so they're not all that rich.
ここの名義も田舎の間宮名義だったと思いますし。
God, yeah, that's the funny thing. You don't even know. There's no full name. Yeah, I think the title on this building is in the name of one of our relatives too.
新白蓮華協会って名前だけど。
The name outside said it's the new White Lotus
そう
Association.
ですね。白蓮華協会の関連団体でした。
Yeah, I really do wonder. Yeah, it was related to the White Lotus Association that you've probably heard about.
でしたって過去形なんだ。
Was in the past tense.
今はこのように
That's interesting. So what was the original intent for this apartment building?
ただのアパートですから。
Yes, now it's just an apartment building. It has nothing to do with any religion.
今ここと白蓮華協会と関係は？
So what relation does it have with the White Lotus Association now?
全くありません。まあ母の中では関係あることになっているのでしょうけど。
Not at all. Oh, nothing at all. Well, I suppose there's still a relation concerning my
お
mother.
母さんの中では？
With your mother?
だいぶ昔にお母さんは白レンゲ協会に所属してたんですよ。
Odd.
かなりの地位まで上り詰めたらしいですけど、結局は除名されてしまったみたいです。
A long time ago, my mother was part of the White Lotus Association. She apparently rose to a pretty high rank, though she was eventually excommunicated.
そうなんだ。
I see.
その後腹いせなのか、あるいは愛憎なのか、白レンゲ協会に似た名前の教団を作ったんですよ。
After that, maybe it was revenge or some kind of love-hate thing, but she made a new organisation with a similar name. Isn't it interesting to think about the fact that she doesn't even know the full reason? That shows that they're not close whatsoever, I think.
それがこの新白レンゲ協会。
And that was the new White Lotus Association.
はい。最初は白レンゲ協会から脱退した数人と活動していたのですが、ある時期を境に母が心を病んでしまいまして。
At first, it had several members who had left the White Lotus Association, but then her heart suffered a blow.
心を。
Her heart?
はい。肉親が立て続けに死にましたので。
Yes, several of our relatives died in quick succession.
肉親が。
Our relatives?
父が癌で、兄が事故で死にました。
My father died from Jesus. And my brother died in an accident.
兄。
Another brother?
私には双子の兄がいたのですよ。
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I had a twin brother. A twin brother? So he would have been younger than Mami Atakuji. That's insane.
立て続けに二人とも亡くなったので、それから母は精神を病んでしまって。
That's horrible. The two of them died in succession and yeah, that's reasonable.
こんな感じになってしまったと。
She ended up like this, huh?
はい、そうですね。
That's awful. That really is. Yes, that's right.
なるほど。新白レンゲ協会は実質上はないものと同じってこと？
So in reality, the new White Lotus Association
そ
doesn't
うなりま
exist.
す。
Suppose
で
so.
もサイトは残っている。
But the site is still up.
母はいつでもああやって壁ばかり見ているのですが、たまにパソコンをつけると熱心に調べ物を始めたりするんですよ。
Mother is always staring at the wall like that, but occasionally she turns on the computer and starts fervently
何
investigating.
を探しているの？
That's really odd. What's she looking for?
さあ、お母さん的には意味がある言葉なのでしょうけど、私には理解しかねます。
Who knows? I suppose it means something to her, but I can't figure it out.
ウェブボットプロジェクトはお母さんが？
So your mother made the webbot project?
あ、いいえ、あれは私の知り合いが作りました。
Oh no, that was an
そ
acquaintance.
れなりに高度な知識がないと
Totally,
あんなの
yeah.
作れないよね。
And I don't really think somebody like her mother, especially in, you know, in the horrible events that have happened in her life, I don't think she would have had any rationality to want to make something like that. And she probably wouldn't have been level-headed enough. Then again, who knows? You have to be pretty knowledgeable to make something like that.
その方曰くギャグだそうです。
You would probably call it a gag.
ギャグ？ギャグであんなもの作るとか。迷
That's
惑
weird.
なやつだな。
A gag? Who would make something like that as a joke? He sounds like a pain in the arse.
で、あれは本当に予言しているの？
So is he really making predictions?
あと少しで未来を超えると言ってました。
He said it would cross into the future soon. So whoever this is definitely believes in the
あ
end
と
of the
少しで
world.
未来を超える。
Cross into the future.
あれってその方曰くネットで話題の用語で事件性があるものを抽出して 予言として書き込むというシステムらしいですよ。
Yes, as he said, it gathers samples based on the words on the internet and posts them as predictions.
は？何それ？
What do you mean?
構築し始めの時は話題に出てから1日ぐらいして反映されるレベルだったのですけど、
Yeah.
今はかなり改良されていて、話題がある一定を超えて数秒ぐらいで反映されるみたいです。
That's interesting. When it was first started, it took a full day for something to be posted after it became a topic on the internet. Now it's been improved, so we can post a few seconds after a topic comes up on the internet.
24時間から数秒まで減った
That's
のだから、
insane.
あと少しで現在を超えて未来の書き込みを反映させられるって言ってました。
Yeah, no, I see that, yeah. But the only thing is it has already been posting future events, and it has done so for years. It went from 24 hours to just a few seconds. Supposedly it will soon pass the present time and start posting future events. Yeah. That guy was a bit strange. Was he a dumbass? Who'd make something like that as a joke? Oh, totally, I agree.
つまりはあれは疑似予言装置なんだ。
Yeah, that's reasonable. In other words, it's a fake prediction system.
はい。後出しじゃんけんで
Oh,
よ
I
り早く
see.
反映させ、あたかも予言をしているかのように見せる。
That makes way more sense. Yes, it only updates after something happens, but it does it so quickly that it can look like it's making predictions. Yeah, that's
難
totally
しいこと
reasonable.
はわかりませんが、知り合いの方は嬉しそうに
Whoever has made this project, I mean, my god.
と言ってました。
They must have ridiculously good computers. But isn't it really interesting just to think about the fact that it's so... Whoa. It's so ridiculously accurate. But at the same time, it's all fake. So now we don't know whether it's something that, for example, Takagi is trying to fake to get more people to believe in what he is saying. Or maybe it's not even Takagi faking it. Maybe he is the one who believes it. That's so weird. 3 millimeters from the future. I like that. That guy was an idiot. No doubt about it. Yeah,
ですの
fair
で、
enough.
あんなものを信じてる人なんかいないと思います。事件が起きた時にちゃんとチェックしてれば
Yeah.
後出しなのはわかりますから。
I totally see that, yeah. So I don't think there's anyone who actually believes it. If you check the site after something happens, you'll see that it's just making predictions that have already happened.
なるほど。大きな事件があった時に、そのサイトを見ればわかるっていうわけね。
You could, yeah. I see. You could just look at the site right after something big happened.
だいたいしれっと予言の項目として増やされてますから。
Yeah, just add it to its list of predictions. Fucking god.
本当はこんなものも削除してしまった方がいいのでしょうけど、お母
That's
さんが
really
この
weird.
サイトを見ている時だけ生き生きしているので。
It's interesting that I don't really think her impression of the site is fully accurate because... Oh, wait, no, hang on a second. It's interesting about the end of the world because it says it was going to happen on July the 20th, but people were saying that it's already happened on July the 12th because of the fact that I mean, if you think about what Zakudor's saying, the brain reverse thing had happened, and then obviously that would mean that the site's been updated because Zakudor feels as if the end of the world has already begun. But the only thing that's really, really weird is the fact that I think if this person believes in what Zakudor is saying so much that they update the Webbot project, I mean, I think it's very likely that whoever this is, they're really, really in a league with Zakudor, whoever's making this site. I feel like Takaji's responsible for this site.
多分誰も見てないでしょうし。
God, no way.
でもユキさんは見てここまで来られたのですよね。
She sounds really, really isolated from the reality of what's going on. But to be fair, she goes to a different school, so interesting that she goes to a different school as Takaji, by the way. It's either because she goes to primary school still, or Or maybe it's because of something else. I mean, maybe Takaji's just too deadly. Who knows? I doubt anyone else looks at the site, though you saw it and came out here, right?
あいや、ああいうとんでも科学っぽいのに興味があってね。
Yeah, don't worry her, that's probably the right thing to do. Oh well, I have a bit of interest in nonsense like that.
とんでも科学？
Nonsense?
おうよ、ニューサイエンスとかいうやつかな。
Oh
そういう
god.
のウォッチャーなんでね。
Well, new science and all that. I like to keep an eye on that stuff.
そうなんですか。
Oh, do you?
うん、まあ。
Yeah, I guess.
それで、お母さんはいつからこのサイトを？
So how long has your mum had this site up?
だいたい7年前ぐらいでしょうか。
That's really, really interesting because it's made predictions from events that are before 2007. I remember the Indonesia earthquake and tsunamis in 2004 that killed 30,000. That was a prediction that was made. 2004. 7 years ago from 2012 was 2005.
あの予言のこと知ってる？
Do you know about that prediction?
あの予言？
Which prediction?
そのサイトに書かれてる世界の終わりに関わる予言。
On the site, there's a prediction about the end of the world.
ああ、今年の7月20日にってやつですか？
She does know that. Interesting. Yeah, July 20th of this year, right?
少なくともあれは後出しじゃないよね。
At the very least, that one's not in hindsight. I agree, yeah.
はい。あと4日ほど後ですね。
Yes, it's in 4 days.
ならあれは予言という形になるよね。当たるか当たらないかは別にして。
Yeah. Then that really is a prediction, though we don't know if it's actually going to happen.
あのサイトもあの予言ありきなんですよ。
That site is based on that prediction.
あ
What?
の予言ありき？
Based on it?
はい。2012年7月20日に
That's
世界
weird.
は終わりを迎える。
But the only thing is that means that the site has been around for years and the site was based on that one prediction, so they've known it years in advance. That's wrong. What? That's so wrong. Just as in it's so odd that it feels wrong.
その予言が正しいことを証明するために母が立ち上げたサイトなんです。
That's weird. My mother put up the site in order to prove that that prediction was correct.
母は全くそんなものを作ることはできませんでしたけど。
Though there's no way she could actually make something like that.
あの予言ありきって、あの予言は誰が言い出したの？
Yeah, who did? Based on that prediction? Who made the
あ
prediction?
れは白レンゲ協会の教祖が言い出したことだと聞いてます。
I heard it was something the founder of the White Lotus Association said.
そうなんだ。なら白レンゲ協会は？
I see, so it has to do with the White Lotus Association?
いいえ、もう撤回してます。
No, it's already been recanted.
撤回？
Recanted?
はい。あの予言はすでに教祖の力でその危機を免れたと発表しているはずです。
Yes, they announced that we avoided the calamity through the power of the
い
founder.
つ？
When?
7年前です。
But the only thing is, what is the point of the site then? Who is the founder of the White Lotus Association? I really do wonder.
それって新白レンゲ協会ができたぐらい？
Around the time the new White Lotus Association was made.
はい、多分白レンゲ協会からしたら、邪魔者以外の何者でもなかったのでしょうね。
From the association's perspective, my mother was probably just a
法
nuisance.
的手段によって白レンゲ協会が訴えるという点もあったのでしょうけど、
Oh, I see.
あちらも痛いところを母に握られているみたいで、あまりことを起こしたくはなかったのでしょう。
The White Lotus Association probably could have used legal means against her, but apparently she had them in an awkward situation, and they didn't want to cause a fuss. That's interesting.
それで新白レンゲ協会は放置されたと。
Yeah, and they let her create the site as well, even though the statement of the end of the world had been made redundant by somebody there, the founder of the organisation. But how is that the case? Why does the founder of the organisation have so much power? I see, so the association left her alone.
あっちは巨大な組織ですし、
Yeah.
まあ無視していればいいだけですからね。
They're a huge organisation. They just ignored her.
ごめんね、時間取らせちゃって。
That's really unusual. Sorry for taking up your time like this.
いいえ、とんでもないです。
Oh no, it's not a big deal.
それじゃ
Well then.
あの、
はい
Yes?
すみません、なんでもないです。
Wonder what it is. Excuse me, it's nothing.
なんか困ったことあったらいつでもここに来てください。
That's actually really quite nice of her. She's definitely not like Takuji, let's just say that. Jesus Christ. If something's ever troubling you, please come here anytime.
うん。
Sure thing.
あと、もし兄さんに会ったらたまに
God,
ここに来てくれ
yeah.
と妹が言っていたと伝えてください。
That's really
みんな待っているから
unusual. And if you meet my brother, tell him his little sister asked him to stop by once in a while. We're all waiting for him. Yeah, God, that's awful to think about the fact that he is not there. I just really don't get where he's going if he's not going to his literal home. I mean, where is he even sleeping? How is he getting all of the necessities he needs from life, really? Like, I don't know, washing, eating, drinking, stuff like that.
はい。
Yeah, God.
葉崎ちゃんはお兄さんとは会ってないの？
You haven't seen your brother lately.
そうですね。兄さんとは会えないみたいなんで、
No, it seems like I can't.
多分そういう呪いだから。
It's probably part of the curse. That's actually really interesting to think about the fact that when Takuji feels as if he himself has been reawakened, this is something that occurs. I wonder, so I really do wonder if after July the 12th, Takuji stopped going home.
呪い？
Curse?
なんでもありません。
Oh yeah, she feels as if she said too much.
とりあえず会ったら伝えておくよ。
Anyway, if I see him, I'll tell you what you said. Tell him what you said.
でもさ、無責任かもしれないけど、そんなことないと思うよ。
Look, I know it might not be my place to say this, but I don't think it's anything like that.
だって葉崎ちゃんみたいな可愛い妹認めたくないなんて考えられないもん。だからお兄さんだって別に認めたくないわけじゃない。
Yeah, that is a nice thought, and I think that's a really nice thing for Yuki to say, but at the same time, I feel like that could really go in the opposite way. I mean, Takuji's basically insane at this point. I mean, dude, he literally assaulted his teacher in a classroom in front of everybody there. I mean, who is sane would do something like that? After all, Hasaki-chan, I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't want to have a cute little sister like you, so I'm sure he hasn't forgotten about you.
あの、
Yuki. I really do wonder with Takuji, I really do wonder just what has happened to him, because he seemed so normal to begin with. He kind of just seemed like Hasaki, really. Just really shy, really troubled. But he didn't really seem like there was anything that he was going to do that was genuinely harmful. But now he seems so fucking deadly. And I really do wonder if this change had always been significant after July the 12th. Or just after something reawakened in him. Yes?
ユキさんには幼馴染さんがいるんですよね。
How does she know? What?
お二人。
You have a childhood friend, right? Two of them, actually.
ああ、うん。
Why is it any of her
若槻
business?
姉妹ね。
Oh yeah, the Wakatsuki sisters.
彼女たちのこと好きですか？
Do you like them?
何を突然？
What's this all of a sudden?
いいえ、
What is it? Oh my god. Oh, nothing.
好きだよ。だって大切な幼馴染だもん。
Of course I like them. They've been my friends since we were little.
はい、
Okay.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you.
じゃあ。
That's really unusual. Yeah, see ya. Bye. I know, why did she ask that? And that's actually really interesting to think about the fact that I think she would have said something if we said we didn't like them. How weird. There are a lot of mysterious things about her, like the way she chose her words. Yeah, I see that. You did though, seriously, but still I gathered plenty of information. First of all, those predictions were all baloney. I know, that's the most important thing, yeah. Especially the thing about the world ending on the 20th. I don't know. It's odd. The person who made that prediction was the founder of the White Lotus Association. Yeah, but no, I totally agree. But at the same time, it's interesting to think about the fact that Zakuro and Takuji are so into this idea. I mean, I just really don't understand what the connection is. That is, if there is a connection. And the founder himself withdrew the prediction.
まあ、当たり前といえば当たり前だけどね。
Well, I suppose that was obvious, wasn't it? There's no way a prediction like that could be real. And if anything, it doesn't have the same nature as all of the other predictions. Because I mean, the prediction is there before it's actually happened. It's not just the case that the site is updated the second it's happened. It's there before it's happened. There's no way a prediction like that could be real. After I left her house, I went to school. Classes were already over, but I wanted to see what was happening at school. I'm not sure why, but I felt like I was being overwhelmed by anxiety myself. No, I do see that, so maybe you could just have a little bit of peace of mind by going to school. God, yeah. I'm gonna just BRB. Right, okay, so I think now that everything's happened, let's reinterpret everything that we've learnt about Hasaki, because it's really quite odd. So firstly, about the fact that the organisation of the White Lotus Foundation was the person who actually themselves had cancelled the prediction. That implies that Takuji or Zakuro or whoever has initially wanted to start the rumour has had some connection with the... No, it doesn't actually. Maybe it's just the person who's wanted to start the rumour has potentially seen an idea and think it has potential. It's interesting to think about the fact that these people feel as if it's so truthful, even though it could also be something that's really easily fake. It's really unusual that the mother made the site as well. I mean, I really would have thought that this would have had Takuji's entire name written upon it. I think that deception that the game makes to us is really, really skillful. Fervently investigating, that's interesting. Yeah, but I really do wonder what she's actually thinking. I mean, it must just be so weird to be so mentally damaged that that is the only thing you do. I wonder if she has a job or if she just spends the entirety of her time staring idly, probably. I mean, she's clearly still thinking, and I don't know, maybe the whole world's in her head just because of how much she's staring, really. It's odd. It's ugly. All of this is ugly, let's be honest here. Yeah, that's interesting, yeah. Yeah, but the only thing that's really unusual is, firstly, the fact that he is the person. So it's a boy who has, I don't know, maybe who the person is a mastermind of the site. The person who is a mastermind of a site could potentially be a boy. I mean, it really, really wouldn't surprise me if the mastermind of the new organization was Takuji. It really wouldn't. Yeah. Cross into the future soon, though. That's really unusual. Maybe it will cross into the future after July the 20th. Yeah, that's really deadly. But the only thing I find really weird is I just don't understand how, I get that the time is reducing, but at the same time, I mean, it can't possibly go and post future events. I don't really get how it would. It doesn't make much sense. Oh, for fuck's sake, my night light's out. Hang on just a sec. Is that on now? Yes, turn on, you arsehole. Right. There we are. I'm really dependent on nightlight. I just cannot read without it. That's really unusual to think about, the fact that Asaki thinks it will pass the present time. I mean, I think that's just... I don't think that's true. I mean, I don't think it's true whatsoever. But with AI, I could possibly see it, but I think that'd still be unlikely. Yeah, but I do kind of see what Yuki's saying. I don't understand why this person would have made this website and this fake prediction system, because he's clearly not a dumbass if he can make a system that makes it so that something's posted the second an interesting internet topic is posted. I don't get how it differentiates between a topic that's worth posting and a topic that isn't worth posting. Just for that alone, I think you've got to be really clever to do. Yeah. 3 millimeters from the future, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, no, I do see that. And isn't it interesting to think about the fact that the only purpose of this site is just to start up rumours? Yeah, and that is also interesting what Hasaki is saying. What's so stimulating about it, I wonder? This is going to be quite something. Yeah. But the only thing that's so unusual, the site was based on the prediction that has ended. I just don't get how this prediction has happened 7 years ago. Yeah, but that is interesting. I mean, why is there a point in proving the prediction is correct? I mean, you could just make a prediction. Why do you have to make an entire site to prove the fact that it's correct? Maybe it's just to prove that it can do other predictions that are correct. Correct. So it can do this one, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. So what is the point of this site? The only reason it's existing is because this is something that makes... I think it's maybe because of the fact that this site reminds Hasaki's mum just of the times, I don't know, before the dad and Hasaki's brother died. It's it really, really is a sad story. Yeah, that's awful. I wonder which legal means they could have used against Hasaki's mum, and also what they had done to potentially have a risk doing it themselves. That is interesting. God, that's interesting. And that's also interesting. Very, very interesting. So I just want to have one more part of the recap. Yeah, and that's also interesting. There's something that the Wakatsukis have done, let's be honest here. Right, okay, so, yeah, I also just want to see what the relevance to the White Lotus Association and the New White Lotus Association is. So, which is the association that owns the houses here? I forgot about that. Yeah, okay, nice. God, the fact that Hasaki doesn't even know the true origin about it, it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's awful. I really wonder what happened. She was probably involved in some sort of scandal. Or maybe she started the scandal and she could use evidence about other illegal activities they've been doing. Maybe that's why they don't want to get her in court, really. Yeah, that is odd. I do wonder why she did that. Maybe she was trying to use Webbot Project as a means of... well, that site was made in order to prove the existence of the prediction that was made. But the only thing is, the prediction was made by the owner of the old White Lotus Association, wasn't it? Let me just fully check this. So look for the word redacted. Should be around here. Recanted even, I meant. Yeah, that is interesting. So I just want to fully make sure. So the founder of the White Lotus Association made the prediction. Yeah, okay, that's really, really interesting. Yeah. I don't understand why the mother would do something to prove the White Lotus Association's founder's prediction is correct. They've redacted it, so maybe this is an act of revenge. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. Oh yeah, I don't blame her. Classes were already over. Even though it was immediately after school. God, going to school so late that you go there at... I mean, in my case, it would be around 3:40 to 3:45. There really weren't very many people around at all. God, it must be weird. Yeah, I don't know why she's going here, to be honest. She really is just wasting her time as well as she can. It looked like there weren't any clubs going on either. I wonder what's going on. God, he's actually going in. Wow. It really was deserted. I hardly passed anyone on my way here. Was today a holiday? I love that she doesn't even know if that's the case. Oh my god, our school is so annoying. They tell us every single fucking day about an announcement. I think every single day for the last 2 weeks it's been told in the teachers' bulletins to tell us about our prep exams, for example. Like, dude, I fucking know my prep exams are after half term. I know it. Stop telling me. I will literally shoot you through the screen. That was a joke. Was today a holiday? Huh? But why is that a surprise? No one's here. Oh, yeah. That's so true. Oh, yeah. Even if classes were over, it was weird how there was no one around. Did something happen? Oh, shit. Wow, there's a load of choices we can do here. You're not telling me that there's 4 endings to this chapter. Hell yeah, it's Takasuma's classroom. Huh? I think I just saw someone. Where did they go? We can go to Zakudou's classroom again. Oh. Probably Ayana, if it's the rooftop. This looks so ominous. Just the fact that these are spaces. Oh, I looked and there were just a few people. These are spaces that you would have thought should have had light coming out of them, but there's nothing. And it's just complete darkness. Combined with the music, I think that it does quite a nice effort to create a really quite terrifying scene. I looked and there were just a few people. There was hardly anyone doing club activities. So, I mean, I don't really get why the school is so quiet. Maybe she's just gone on a half-term day. But at the same time, I mean, at least it's not the case that, I don't know, July the 20th has happened early. Because, I mean, even though the end of the world would have happened if it had happened early, the prediction of the Webbot project wouldn't be correct. I don't see any third years at all. By the way, why? I don't understand why the third years... Sorry, the Webbot project's predictions coming true. Why does that have any significance? You're going to be dead. You're going to die happily, maybe? Bit of a deranged way of looking at it, but still. I don't see any third years at all. It looked like Kagami and Tsukasa's Kendo Club wasn't meeting today. I wanted to talk to Yokoyama Yasuko too. God, yeah, she must have seen a lot of troubling stuff. I just find it so weird to think about the fact that we can choose the same choice again. I feel like maybe there'd be someone here. Oh! Who the fuck is this? That's weird. Ah. My desk? Who are you? What are you doing to my desk? How are you going to explain this? What? The girl stared at me. Is she a significant character? Oh, she is. Interesting. Wow, we've got every significant character now. I'm Tachibana Kimika from the class next door. No, but the only thing that I find really, really weird is why are you here after school, but also why are you in our desk? Or near our desk. I'm Tachibana Kimika from the class next door. Tachibana Kimika-san. I see, so you don't know who I am. Oh, it's just that I'm not very good at remembering people's names or faces.
お名前を聞かせていただいてよろしいですか？
Could I ask what your name is? Oh, I'm kind of surprised. I thought you already knew. Could I ask what your name is?
水上ゆきだけど。
Minakami Yuki. Why do you ask?
みなかみさんですか。そ
Minakami.
れではさようなら。
What the genuine fuck? Why is everything so action-packed now? Minakami-san, is it? Well then, goodbye. Ah. She ran away. That girl was... What the fuck is she doing? Oh, it looks like Yuki's definitely getting closer to Kimika.
捕まえた。
Gotcha.
早いですね。
I love
私
that.
陸上部なのに。
Isn't that interesting? Why did she run? I love that really energetic music, by the way. That's hilarious. By the way, I'm gonna just look at the rooftop, firstly, because I feel like this is probably the part with the most sauce. So let's just see the other choice before we do it.
綾菜さん、
Never mind.
何やってるの？
Never mind, that's last. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
失礼な。私はすごく速いです。
I'm dragging you, you're even faster than me. Really? I thought you were running pretty slow.
そうなの？すごく走るの遅かったような。
失礼な。私はすごく速いです。
That's rude, I'm super fast.
遅いし。
Well, Yuki's faster. You may be super fast, but Yuki may be just that little bit faster.
それで何の用ですか？
So then, what do you want? I just find it really interesting to think about the fact that people are running from her when she said her name.
いや、それ私のセリフだし。
Yeah.
橘さんは私の机で何をしてたのかな？
No, that's my line. What were you doing to my desk?
見学です。
Inspection?
見学？
Inspection?
はい。社会科見学ってやつですか？
Well, that's not very true. Let's say I was taking notes for social studies.
そんな言い訳って。
Like I'm gonna believe that crap.
あなた。
Well, she just wants to know what you were doing. It's not bothersome. You're an awfully bothersome person, aren't you?
は？
Huh? Bothersome? I know, seriously. She was snooping around my desk and somehow I was the bothersome one. She seems very backward.
なるほどね。あなたがいるから救世主様は救世主として中途半端なのですね。
I get it. You're the reason the savior is still inadequate.
救世主様？
The savior? What, Takuji?
はい。間宮拓司様です。
But the only thing is, why is Yuki the reason Takuji is still inadequate? That's really weird. Is she a friend of Takuji's? Does she share Takuji's belief? Mamiya Takuji-sama.
あんた奴の信者？つうかあいつに信者とかいるの？
Wait, are you one of his followers? Does he have followers?
いるのとか失礼な。
Well, she's clearly somebody who worships him.
元に下ってますよ。
What do you mean, does he? That's rude. There were quite a few people who have come to kneel at the Saviour's feet.
もしかして学校の生徒が少ないのって？
Don't tell me that's why there aren't many people around.
職員室でも騒ぎになり始めてるみたいですよ。そろそろ帰宅の時間ですからね。
It seems like they're all talking about it in the staff room too. It's time for everyone to go home pretty soon.
お前ら何をする気だ？
Yeah, what do you plan on doing? I agree, good question.
関係ないことでしょ？あなたには。
Why did she just go down? It has nothing to do with you. I instantly... What the fuck was she doing? This woman is crazy. What? Yeah. I'm happy. I like this. I think putting this before this is such a good choice. What the fuck? So it's interesting. We are the person that plans on making it so that Takuji is not the one who is fully dominating. He is not the savior. But the only thing is, I don't understand how he's been able to convert everybody into his beliefs. Maybe the more desperate people have gotten, the more scared they've got, the more they've latched onto his falsehood, really. It has nothing to do with you. Ah, yes, I will stab you. That has nothing to do with her. Sure. A knife? Dude, she's just curious about what you were doing, especially because of the fact that it concerns her. Why are you trying to threaten her? If you get in my way, I won't hold back, even against you. Sure, she had a knife, but she moved like an amateur. She wasn't a real threat. Yeah, I hope so. So you at least know that you're... Oh god, don't tell me she can read our head as well. She held something up. I tried to block it, but I failed to do so. What is it? A bright light struck my eyes. I was looking straight at her, so it knocked out my vision. Jesus Christ, that's awful. Why are you carrying blatant murder weapons at school? Fucking hell. Well, your eyesight will recover in a few minutes, so do take care. I'll be taking my... Jesus Christ. Wait a second. Fucking hell, that's insane. Well, we found another psycho. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't blame her that she can't even think one coherent thought. That's fucked. That really is. No, it's interesting. It's as if she's just taken notes or taken a photograph of it. Whatever we're doing somehow by investigating the truth and trying to find the truth, it's clearly become noted that we have found the truth. Maybe it's because of Hasaki that people know, but yeah, it's as if we are by trying to find out the truth, are trying to prevent Takuji from becoming the saviour. But the only thing is, how is Takuji going to be the saviour if the world is going to die anyway? I checked out my desk, but it didn't look like she'd done anything to it. Why was she searching my desk? Agreed, yeah. She called Mamiya Takuji the saviour. I couldn't believe it had already turned into that kind of situation. Oh, yeah. She said there were other believers too. I don't disagree. I might need to investigate this. Yeah, that's interesting. But what happens if you go to her... Oh, wait, what happens? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So I really wonder what happens. Is there anything different? Nah, this is all the same. Right, to the rooftop. Isn't it interesting to think about the fact that the rooftop has the answers? God, it's weird when we don't hear that signature theme with Ayana. God, I love this rooftop. Like, these backgrounds are done so well. And I love the liminality of the background. If Ayana wasn't there, my god, it would look so cool. I like that Ayana is entirely the centre as well. I think that's a really good detail. Ayana-san, what are you doing? The same as all. By the way, interesting that the school day has ended and yet at the same time Ayana is still here. But the only thing is, it's interesting what Ayana was saying, because it was she was saying that we... what's the best argument to think about this? She will only teach us the things that we will try to understand ourselves and we are able to understand. And then if you link Takuji's dimensional concept in, it's as if you can't understand something that's so big and unreasonable until you have realised how to reason it out yourself. So I suppose maybe Ayana could be like that. When there's nothing Ayana can tell us that would aid our understanding without giving too much away, maybe that's when she just goes. I don't know. Because I don't think there's a pattern in it, considering that she doesn't always go home at 3:30. Or, well, when I say go home, I should say disappear. The same as always.
あのさ、なんか学校人少なくない？土曜日とかならわかるけど。
Agreed, yeah.
放課後にしては人がやたら少ないような。
Hey, don't you think it's kind of deserted around here? I'd understand if it was Saturday, but there should be more people around after school on a Thursday.
そう？
Really? Yeah, totally.
部活やってるにはやってるけど、なんか
Yeah,
もっ
yeah,
そ
yeah,
り人が減って
seriously.
いるような。
That was so weird about Kimika though. Fucking hell, she looks like a right nutcase. There were a few people doing stuff with their clubs, but it's like everybody just up and disappeared.
だったら逃げたのかも。
Then maybe they ran away. Well, if somebody like Kimika is not only is carrying two things that could be used to assist in either a murder or some sort of secret operation, I wouldn't be surprised. But the only thing is, I mean, I really do wonder what she was trying to do. What is the significance of our desk? Go to the swimming pool. Oh my god, I think going to the old swimming pool, that might be a really good plan. Now maybe they ran away.
逃げた？
Ran away?
そう。どこかに逃げたのかも。
Maybe they ran off somewhere.
あまり大した情報はなかったな。
I love how menacingly she says this.
そう。どこかに逃げたのかも。だったら逃げたのかも。
She's totally trying to emphasize the fact that they have run away. I didn't really find out anything new. Oh well, time to head home. She was probably just doing that little bit of exploring. There really wasn't anyone in the classroom. I really do wonder what's going to be different about tomorrow. I really do. There wasn't anyone in the classroom. I had no choice but to head home. I didn't find out anything important, though I was all... Seriously, yeah! So weird! I didn't find out anything important, though I was almost stabbed by some girl from the next class over. Well, I guess you could call that important in its own... It totally is, yeah, and interesting to think about the fact that it's as if Takuji is starting his own cult. But the only thing is, I mean, I could totally see that. Think about, I don't know... You know, how people profit of war, for example. A real calamity occurs, and then these people make it so that they can... Well, no. Let's say the media. I'm really going to tie this to the media. A calamity happens, media releases a story, and then they profit off it. This is kind of like the case where there's a disaster, and then Takuji, what he's trying to do is... He's trying to promote awareness for how wrong and distorted and backward he thinks the human way of thinking and the human world in general is. And now he's getting followers, and because he feels like... Because he kind of has the facade that he is really, really omniscient about this event, he's gaining loads and loads of followers just because of the fact that he feels like the only voice of reason in this disaster, even though he's the opposite of the case. So it kind of has that same idea of people gaining stuff from something bad. Yeah, since I found out, look, Mamiya Takuji already had followers like that. And yeah, funny that they have knives as well.
なんかやばいことになってるな。
God, yeah. It's getting kind of dangerous. Yeah, God, think if this is dangerous. What about the end of the world? I get the feeling... I got the feeling I shouldn't stick my nose in. It really could, yeah. This could turn into quite an incident, couldn't it? But for some reason... Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I think the only thing Yuki should hope to do is live until July the 20th. Don't do anything that would make it so that she die, and I think the ultimate teller of what's going to happen and whether everything here is going to be valid or not is July the 20th. What's going to happen? I just couldn't ignore the things that happened. Shirayama Tsubasa's accident, Takashima Zakudo's suicide, Mamiya Takuji's speech, and the supposed end of the world on July the 20th. I just couldn't treat them as someone else's problem. Well, yeah, of course, the end of the world, that concerns everybody, including you. I had a feeling they were related to me and something. That's interesting. Interesting that she has that instinct, and then you think about the dialectical way of thinking, and how that kind of relates. Though I didn't really know what. Yeah, exactly, dialectical thinking. If I had to say...
私のゴーストがそう囁くのよ。
My ghost is whispering to me. Something like that? I love it. Ooh, as I was walking out the school gates, I noticed something strange. I thought I heard a bunch of people in the courtyard.
なんだあの人影。
Bet you it's Takuji. Bet you anything. It's totally relevant though, and I think even though this is just something Yuki's saying just to sort of make herself feel more involved within the creepy atmosphere, I think it's totally true. It's as if her subconscious has already gone through the events of episode 1 and she has forgotten the true nature of the dream world. Her ghost is whispering to her, i.e. the ghost is not really a ghost that's genuine, but I think more a subconscious from episode 1. But the only thing is I don't really understand how that's actually possible. But to be fair, this story defies what's possible and what's not. I mean, there is obviously an element of supernatural in this story, so I really do wonder what it is. Is that a person? They're dealing drugs. To be fair, I have seen some drug dealers in really, really late times going to city schools and just hanging out on the school property. I remember there was this primary school at night I went to once and I saw this group of Spanish drug dealers. That was in another country, to be fair, but still, it was fucking terrifying. Why were there suspicious people gathering behind the school at this time of day?
本来なら部活だって終わってる時間、人なんかいないはずなのに、なんでこの時間に裏庭に。
Club activity should be over by now, too. There shouldn't be anyone here anymore, so why are there people back there? I chased after them. Maybe it's Takuji's cult.
誰もいない。
No one's here.
確かに中庭に走って行ったみたいだったけど。
Maybe that's, what was it? Key... Oh my fucking god, I should not be forgetting. Kimika. Kimi, as in you, and then ka, as in question mark. Oh. That's really odd. What the fuck? Something's happened to her. An unsettling noise echoed in the air. The sound of something crumpling and shattering in an instant. Right in front of me. I heard that sound right at my feet. Something warm was clinging to my ankle. What the fuck? An incredibly pleasant warmth. Is this Takuji? I mean, the hand looks more feminine, but still. No, the wrist doesn't look feminine at all. Oh, her lungs, right. Jesus Christ. So that's actually really quite interesting to think about the fact that the third murder has been done by Kimika. Her lungs are probably ruptured. The person who grabbed my leg was wheezing in a way that I could hardly identify as human breathing. Yeah, fair. My eyes met with the person who was grabbing my ankle. Mrs. Senagawa. They killed a teacher! Holy shit! Her face was convulsing. Her clothes were stained dark red. It took me a few seconds to realise that it was my teacher. Yeah. What happened? Yeah, what happened? What? She tried desperately to say something. Hang on a second, so could Takuji be the murderer? Takuji-kun. But that's actually really unusual. Why does Kimika have the explosives and that really weird device that shines a bright light into your eyes that completely knocks you out just because of how bright the light is? I don't understand why it wasn't Kimika. The light suddenly disappeared from her eyes. Her pupils dilated. Miss Senagawa. I quickly evaluated the situation. Other than Mrs. Senagawa's body, there were several small objects lying around that were probably hers. Call the fucking police. Among them was her cell phone. I grabbed the cell phone and started to dial for an ambulance. Is it going to be that simple? Oh, she fell from the roof? Oh my god. Hello, is this a hospital? Could you send an ambulance to Kitahai and Suginomiya? Someone fell from the roof. Yeah. Yes, I am. My name is Minakami Yuki. Yes, I'm one of the students here. The person who fell is a teacher. Yes, understood.
とりあえず職員室に知らせに行かないと。
Now I need to go tell the people in the staff room.
さすが救世主様。予言時刻ぴったりですね。
This is Kimika. I guess there's a reason he's the savior. The time was exact, down to the very minute.
その声。
That's really weird. That voice.
え？
Yeah, it's this bitch. But the only thing is, this does kind of imply that Takagi has done it. And also, Kimika's admiration for it, maybe that implies that there was no help in it? I don't know. Tachibana-san wrenched the phone from my hand.
申し訳ないんですけど、これ必要なのもらっておきますから。
I'm terribly sorry about that, but it just so happens that I need this.
またあなた。
But why? Email. Bet you anything it's an email and it's an account you can log on to that's being... Wait, no, hang on a second. This is just a cell phone, not a modern phone. Never mind. You again.
たく、本当に救世主様もどうしようもないな。抜けてるというか。だからあんたみたいなものにつけ込まれるんだろうな。
I don't really understand what's happening with Takagi, but God, he is an experienced and very skilled murderer. If he's making it so that even though he has killed Senagawa here, he's a fucking teacher, by the way, what a monster. But he's done it so skillfully that Yuki hasn't even seen him kill her. Jeez, what's the savior thinking? He's so stupid, sometimes, letting someone like you get in the way.
つけ込む？
But yeah, seriously. I'm getting in his way. What are you talking about?
って言ってもわからないでしょ。とりあえずあんたは部外者なんだから、
God.
黙って最後まで見ててくださいな。
You wouldn't understand if I told you. Anyway, you're an outsider. So be a good little girl and stay quiet while I rap. It's interesting, these people are totally dirty. They're really part of a bad conspiracy.
そうなんだ。こんな時期から登録してたんだ。
Oh, I see. So she's been registered since way back then.
あ、あれか。清川先生紹介したのも。
Oh, that's creepy. So now, I didn't actually realise this, but she is going onto the underground message board. I see Miss Kiyokawa referred to her.
うわ、すごい数のメールだ。
Jesus fucking Christ. She is everything. So somebody has just died and now this person is looking with fascination about everything they can see on their phone. I mean, God, I'm happy that passcodes exist now. Because Jesus Christ, this is the danger of no passcode. And also, it's fucking wrong! Wow, she has a lot of emails.
立花さん。
You're sick.
あなた。
Tachibana-san, you...
あ、稲上さん。それより、ほら先生。
Well, I mean, she's dead. You can't reverse anything. Oh, Minakami-san, shouldn't you be more worried about her? Oh. Yeah, reasonable. Oh, yeah, no, that's the worst thing, because that's just such a good excuse for Kimika to get away with whatever the hell she wants to do. Yeah, this person is really unusual. She was right. I had to head to the staff room. Jeez. I ran to the staff room. Yeah, but the only thing... By the way, I will bet you anything that Takaji's going to be there. Bet you anything. But what I find really interesting about this is it's kind of a lure. I mean, obviously the teacher's really important, so you've got to... Kimika's taking advantage of our human nature. As a result of that, we are going to... we are going up. And we are leaving her to do whatever she wants to with regards to the crime. I don't know what she intends to do, but yeah. It's odd. She's definitely involved in something, though. Vertigo. Oh, Takaji's so in the staff room. My head was aching terribly. It felt like I was about to lose consciousness. Yeah, Takaji. Probably because of the mental shock. Or maybe because of something else. I mean, okay, come on. I mean, if your fucking teacher... I couldn't imagine that. I mean, your teacher just grabs onto your ankle with a ruptured lung, has fallen from the roof and is about to die, and then mentions Takaji's name. I mean, that would be a traumatic event for nearly anybody. I don't blame her. Yeah, probably because of the mental shock, or maybe because of something else. But this is the worst thing in a situation like this. You've got to be as composed as possible, because if you're not, yeah, bad things will happen, let's just say. Ugh. What's happening? It's as if the world is completely slow. What the fuck? My head hurt. Maybe because I started running so suddenly. My memory from that time is vague. When I looked up, it was completely dark from outside. This is so weird. My head was spinning so much that I could hardly remember the past few hours. I'm pretty sure I ran around a bunch and... I told the teachers what happened, and then I ran back to the accident and waited for the ambulance. I'm actually really quite surprised about that. I thought that was a total ambush. I thought Takaji was going to be in the staff room. Could you imagine if all the teachers were dead? Jesus Christ. That said, this headache is off. Oh, no, I think it's just because of the mental shock, and I think all of the stress. I mean, obviously it must have been pretty fun uncovering this conspiracy, but you could definitely tell how something like that could just add up in a while. This headache is awful. It's weird as well. That's weird. All of this is wrong. I love that just the more we progress into this story, everything that feels normal is just wrong, and it's just off, and it's completely opposite to what we'd expect. Now, I will bet you anything, Kimika is going to post something on Senagawa's account. Is her name Senagawa? Senagawa. Yeah, but that is actually really quite interesting because she's probably been running so much that it's as if her head has just completely gone. Well, her ability to comprehend stuff has just completely gone. What about Kimika, though? I really wonder what happened to her. That's really weird. Yeah, there aren't any lights on in Kagami or Tsukasa's rooms. Maybe they're out somewhere. What about their parents? I think there's something way more to it. Hasaki. Remember what she was saying? And you like them, don't you? I won't tell you as a result of that. Takaji's done something bad. Bet you anything. Oh, that's scary. Well, it's the last summer they have left to enjoy. I think they've taken up on jogging as of late. Yeah. around 9 or 10 p.m. Sorry, Yuki, your justification is just off. I've been skipping a lot lately, so maybe it was better that I didn't run into them. Ha, fair enough. Oh, here we are. I turned on my computer. I don't know if I should save or not. I wonder. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this today. My god, that was a really, really fun day. I mean, just learning everything about the White Lotus Association and learning everything about Hasaki Kimika as well. What a weird person. And what a really, really odd person in terms of just all of the conspiracies relating to Takuji. And, I mean, the conspiracies are not only really bad, but at the same time, it's also just a question of, I mean, what the hell is genuinely happening here? There's so many things that are just wrong. And, yeah, it's interesting to think about the fact that Takuji's third predicted murder happened exactly on the time he said it would happen on. But also the cult-related thing as well. I'm really excited to look at more related to that. But also what's happening to Kagami and Tsukasa. I really want to know that. But, also just what happens in these next 2 days, because these next 2 days, they're going to be like Higurashi spoilers, but they're going to be like the end of Tatari Goroshi, where it's the same day, but it's in a world that feels completely different and completely distorted from actual reality. Oh, this story. If you don't know, I think that's the best part in the entirety of Higurashi, by the way. Can I just mention that? What I want to say is this story has a lot of potential, so I hope it does it right. I really, really do. And my god, yeah, I really, really hope it does. But, yeah, it's going to be really interesting just to think about what happens necessarily to, well, just everyone, if I'm going to be honest, and especially Yuki and Takuji. I really wonder how that murder was committed, the murder of Senagawa. I think it was done by, it was obviously done by Takuji. But at the same time, I just wonder what happened. I really, really do. Or maybe it could be something that, what's her name, Kimika has forced her to say. I don't know. I think it's unlikely, though. Is there anything else I want to mention? Not really. I think it's interesting that there's a real decrease in the amount of people that are going into the clubs. We have a massive investigation session on the online message board tomorrow, so I'm really excited for that. I might actually get up early to read it, just because I don't really think it fits reading something like that in the day. I might do GGN hours, to be honest. Yeah, I think I might get up really early today. Today, yeah. I'll probably get like 4 hours of sleep, get up early, read for like an hour or two, and then just go back to bed. Yeah, I mean, it's half term. I don't need to worry about having a good sleep schedule. It's nice. I mean, as long as I get enough studying done, I really don't need to care. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the beginning of this massive conspiracy. See you guys.